Welcome, everyone, to yet another episode of Bad Rolls. Yes, I am your DM, Grakees. My camera's a little different today because, well, Skype isn't playing nice with XSplit, so you don't get the cool backdrop behind me. You get a green screen. It is what it is. But that is beside the point. We're gonna hop over because we're running a little bit late and get right to all of our players, see if they've got anything going on they want to talk about, and then right into the game. Let's turn down the music just a little bit. Yes. Yes. Okay. And there's all of our wonderful, wonderful players there. And yes, they can hear you all now.
Yay!
I keep all of you muted in secret.
No.
Not much of a secret.
Hiding.
However, my music for the audience
Getting
pipes
ashamed.
through my microphone line, which is why I can't talk to any of you during the opening. In order for you to all be able to talk to each other, I have to pipe it through that line. So that's why you see me gesturing like a frickin' Muppet.
I was wondering what that was about.
Yeah, they're not good at reading Grakees' pantomime yet. So, players, do we have any announcements for the week before we get into the recap for the audience out there? Anything going on with your streams, events?
I started playing
on?
Eve, and it's freaking addicting. That'd be my thing.
Yeah, I played Eve off and on for a lot of years.
Yeah,
a
no,
lot
Eve
of years.
it's crack.
So.
It's crack. It's officially crack.
Yep. So you're going to see multiple BNG players in Eve now. Flint, you.
So yeah, I've had for this last week I've been unable to stream myself because I've been in Seattle, on a work thing and looking for my new apartment before I move out here. But that's not the important part. The important part is for the last week I've run a special charity streamer showcase in my channel, in which each day an awesome smaller streamer has hosted my channel, and each was given a task to raise $200 for the Take This charity, which is a fantastic gamer-oriented charity, which aims to raise awareness of and to provide support to gamers with mental health issues. That's like a big scary word, but basically any kind of anxiety, depression, you just have a really sad day. That's all a mental health issue, essentially. It's something that you can have support with and from. They also, at gaming conventions, they put together an AFK room, which is basically just a chill zone if like the stress of all the crazy people and all the crazy things happening are too much. Just go to the AFK room, chill out. If you need someone to speak to, they've got qualified people there, and it's awesome. And amazingly, like over the week, the guys managed to raise $671, which we're going to be putting into the Take This charity. And if anyone else still wants to donate to the fund for the whole weekend, any other donations that arrive through the donate button on my channel will all go towards Take This. So feel free to throw
That's
some
awesome.
more coins in the pot, because it's an awesome charity. Because it affects everyone at some point, regardless. So, but that's what's been happening on my channel.
All right. So, anyone else with the announcements?
No, not really.
All right, I'm going to flip over and we're going to get into this. A little recap for all the players out there and what? There's the music.
The recap music.
So, yes, where we last left off in Bad Rolls, our party of intrepid adventurers had arrived at the Drunken Mermaid. They'd stayed in the basement, now awoken were Haster and Nixie from some sort of odd magical coma-like state. Nixie awakening, her eyes had shifted from their straight normal tiefling color to now having almost a pupil, but and an iris, but not quite. Haster awakening has new symbols across his eyes as well. Unknown meaning behind them to everyone else around, except the one person they're calling himself the bookkeeper. That's all he would refer to himself as. He refused to give his name to anyone in the party, but he noticed what was going on with Haster's eyes and gave him images in recognition of this, with something that needed to be done to help out with the situation going on with the children that had been whirled away, essentially. They'd been brought and put into a safe haven in the basement of the Drunken Mermaid, a room set up specifically for this. Nixie, awakening, finds out that her eyes are actually directly correlated with the phases of the moon, and a power was awakening within her in direct correlation to her druidic background, that it was the path of the moon. And in the night, as the party was resting up from their first forays and fighting against what they had been up to this point, Nixie is visited by what appeared to be a tiefling spirit with antlers, which she had never come across in her traveling and looking to find some correlation, some similarity to herself. In a burst of excitement at seeing this and being told to bring two people to a ritual, she bounds into the basement, loudly proclaims, "Come on, let's go," and then proceeds to skip off into the forest after the spirit, requesting that Haster and Zangulus accompany her on this foray. Noticing, though, that other party members were leaving, both Raven and Carrick snuck off into the woods following them. They came across a ceremony that was going on in the center of the woods here. A battle ensues amongst ritual stonework with three large, grisly-looking bears. During the battle, though, the stonework had erected a barrier, and the battle was taking place inside with the three that were chosen. However, between Raven and Carrick, they destroyed the barrier, shattering it, causing who knows what to happen. One of the bears shifts into the form of a human wearing tattered items. Nixie, fighting against it, now tapping into her power, is able to shift into the form of a panther. And the human decides to flee. He looks at all of them, screams at them, "What have you done?" Shifts into a bird and takes off. But at the last second, Zangulus pinpoints that bird and looses one arrow. Perfect shot. Knocking the bird out of the sky, flipping him back into the form of a human, and killing him, impaling him on the arrow as he collides with the ground. Things not being over, though, the forest, it erupts with petrified wood spikes everywhere. Nixie, in a last-ditch attempt to try and quell the rage of the forest, sensing that things had gone very, very wrong, is impaled by one of the spikes. Flint and Garrett being left behind during all of this, Garrett rushes out of the tavern, seeing the commotion. Flint manages to grab the children and drag them out, two of them badly injured by spikes now going throughout the basement itself. And the party meets up behind the tavern now, badly injured, Garrett having just expended his best ability to heal all of them. And that's where we're going to pick up. Right there, with all of you wounded and the forest having just erupted in petrified wood spikes.
So the forest seems to have stopped erupting in petrified wood spikes at this point, right?
Yes, it
Okay.
appears to have slowed down, yes.
It's calmed down enough that we can at least hold still for a second and catch our breath.
It appears so.
Oh god, what shit is going on?
This is bad. This is so bad. The forest is losing itself. This is horrible.
We should probably get all the villagers out before it's too late.
Oh god, are the children okay?
It looks like they're gonna live. I don't know if they're okay.
I took care of the children. They have been healed as have all of you. Just not completely. My ability is to connect with Seunes and bring all of your beauty. They're not as powerful as I would wish. You will be beautiful again, though.
It's okay, Garrett. I think you've done an excellent job of keeping those of us alive and beautiful. That, despite our best efforts, you've managed to save us.
Garrett
And the
walks
children.
over to you and kind of brushes your face down the tentacles a little bit. Even you are beautiful.
They'll kind of like grip on his hand a little as he does it, but not like grab it. But
Oh, that's not creepy.
they kind of have a mind
Alright,
of their own
so-
if you get too close. Sorry.
Screw outer or any beauty or whatever. We have a problem here. We have a
Yes.
forest trying to kill everybody, and we have a village full of people. We need to get them out.
It looks like the forest has stopped trying to kill everybody for now.
No.
I mean, I
You
wouldn't
know-
want to go around in there right now myself, but I think we're safe if we stay out of the grasp of the trees for the time being. And we do still need to get ourselves to the capital to figure out a more long-term plan for these children.
Behind you, all of a sudden, you hear as something slams down into wood, and you hear Marcus, "What the fuck did all of you just do?"
I think it's my fault. I had a thing, and there was ghosts, and then they told me to come get them, and then I went and got 2 people, but more people came, and then I fought something as a panther, and then the bear, and then they shot him, and then he was a hawk, and then he fell and he died, and then the forest attacked us, and I just think we messed up.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
There might have been a slight
What?
miscalculation during a nature ritual. Magic can be tricky.
Fuck. Turns around, goes back in, and you can hear, the sound of sloshing and a barrel being lifted. And then you just hear, like, very loud gulping sounds. coming
Well,
from
he's
in
not
there.
going to be useful.
He has the right reaction.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think we have time to get drunk, though.
No.
Really?
I would not think so.
Let's get to the capital.
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah, we got to sort these bloody children out.
Yeah.
Well,
Our main concern right now is the children. I mean, obviously we fucked up here, but we gotta get
You,
these children situated. I did exactly what I was told to do. Some other people did not.
Hey, I will not take the blame for this. When people go into the forest and do strange rituals and somebody gets attacked by a bear, my first thought is not like, what if the forest explodes and destroys an entire village?
well, they do say that curiosity killed the bear, and apparently yours did.
He's right. Marcus is walking back outside. Doesn't appear to be all that drunk, but he is covered down the front, and you can smell it off of him. He is, he's definitely had a good helping of ale at this point.
it'll take a minute or two for it to really start to get him drunk anyway. Not that it will, since he's so large and powerful. So let's
And totally
listen
drinks
to
like
what Marcus has got to say, and hopefully he can
I'm
help
right
us
here. You can
sort out
talk
these
to
children.
me.
Sorry, Marcus. They were discussing how much ale might be a bad idea, but you are a mighty fellow, so you know, we
Hey,
do
I said
need to
Ale
help
was a
these
good
children. Yes, and I said it wasn't, but now looking at him, look at him. He could probably drink twice that much and not be phased.
Let's not tempt him.
I was able to hear you from in there, and, well, let's just say, sleep it off. Normally I want to kill things. Normally I want to slash at things. But whatever the fuck is going on, we're gonna rest on it and we're gonna think about it, because the best way to the capital was on a passage through the woods. Now the woods are killing things. Probably not good to bring the kids through there.
No.
So
I
you have some of that ale.
Get in.
My
At this
pleasure.
point, my character is just like a sniveling mess, by the way. She's like quietly crying behind all of you.
He
She
walks
might-
over to you first, Nixie, and just shoves ale to you.
I look at it and I don't
Tankard,
drink
you
it.
scooped it up.
I'm too sad.
I
too
am
sad.
just gonna go sit down next to Nixie and wait until everyone else leaves.
Comes over to the rest of you after you've been ushered inside, carrying what is a cask of ale, but the tap isn't even on there. The top has just been split open. He's carrying it upright, puts it on the table, puts down a bunch of tankards. Just dip them. I'm checking on the children.
Aren't there spikes everywhere?
Yeah,
The
but they're not like
spikes
actively
are-
attacking us anymore.
All in the basement. They're not up through the tavern.
okay.
They were all
Okay.
through the whole basement is completely blocked off. It's got
Yeah, alright.
spikes every which way, but they haven't been moving any further after the initial eruption.
I'm still with the children, trying to usher them inside as well.
Well,
So you're with Marcus then. Okay, got it.
Carrying the injured ones.
how did this go so wrong?
Magic is fickle. Look at my face. Do you think this was the intended result?
Will I ever be a true droid? Will I ever be a true druid?
Yes. How do you
Will I
think the
ever
first?
forgive me?
You know, nature's harsh and cruel. Does the mouse need to forgive the cat when he's eaten? No. Sometimes you just gotta take that inner panther that's within you. That's just you. You are the panther. Nature doesn't give you that power. You have that power. And you have the power to protect nature and become nature's guardian. So, yeah, the ritual didn't go as planned. My face didn't go as planned. Shit happens.
Hey,
We move on.
some
I'm still
people are
doing
into that.
well enough, right? How do you think the first druid figured out how to protect the woods? They learned it on their own, and they were probably one of the best.
I guess you're right. Thank you.
And besides, if there's any more rituals, we'll take a little more care next time and hopefully do a better job.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna avoid rituals from now on.
That's
don't
probably
mind?
for the
Yeah.
best.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool looking, but you know,
All the
it's fun to
spikes.
watch. Yeah, the spikes. It was awesome. I mean, it sucks about the druid and all that, but it's fun to watch.
After I talk with Nixie for a moment, I'm going to stand up and offer her my hand to help her up and get her to walk inside with me. Best not linger outside. I'm sure there's going to be people we don't want investigating us, investigating these spikes.
Oh God. I
That's-
hadn't realized. I just. Oh my goodness. I don't know how to deal with this. This is my worst nightmare.
Well, life goes on. You'll wake up, and I'm going to foist her up onto her feet. And
I'm gonna follow him in, just kind of
Kinda-
really desolate at this point.
Yeah, basically, I just am trying to get her to get out of like just sitting out in the open because I'm sure eventually someone's gonna walk by and be like, "What are all these huge spikes? Why is that girl crying over there? What's
There's
that
a
dude with
tiefling.
tentacles on his face?"
Let's kill her.
Let's blame them.
Why is that girl crying? Is probably a pretty. You can just answer. Look at all those spikes.
On the front door, all of a sudden you hear, boom!
The heck was that?
Ow!
Marcus. Oh, Marcus, get the door.
Busy with the kids! You hear him yell from upstairs.
Not it.
Not it.
Not it.
I'll go open the door. Alright, I walk over.
I like prepare my sword in the scabbard.
I peek out. You know?
You peek out.
I'm peeking out.
Are you trying to hold the door?
Yes, with I'll prop my foot against it.
Roll in athletics. No. Apologies, everyone. We just had a Skype crash.
No, all of the cameras dropped.
Oh,
I think it's
alright.
Skype crashed.
Skype
Yeah.
crashed.
Yay.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're back.
Hey.
I gotta wait for Berserker's cam to disappear. I can't wait until Discord has cameras.
Do you see my new F emote? Isn't that great? That's so beautiful. Perfect.
There we go. All right, got it.
Discord's supposed to be doing that soon, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, I hope so.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. All the cameras are out of position.
Yay.
Yay.
Oh, because my cam wasn't up. There we go. We're all in position. Perfect.
Alright, cool.
Hey.
Hey.
We're back. We're back, everyone.
Dungeon Master
Apologies.
Flint. Ask Rocky.
Ah! I have the power.
No, you don't.
Oh no, your power's been
Athletics check.
I rolled a 6, by the way.
Okay, all of a sudden, you feel the door just slam open, knocking you out of the way, and in stumbles a woman with battered up plate armor, a shield with a dragon on it, and a hammer.
Oh, we recognize
Takes
this
2
person.
steps. Well, the road to Tem through the woods, it's not open. And collapses. You now see there are spikes of petrified wood coming through bits of the armor that,
Well, this
even on
isn't good.
collapsing, drove in further, and she is on the floor bleeding out right now. What do you do?
I closed
Garrett.
the door immediately.
Garrett.
Garrett muted the hell out of her.
Yes.
Heal her up.
Jizz. He runs over really fast and everything else. Jizz. This is bad. This is beyond. Upstairs, now. Flint, we need to carry her to a bed. We need to lay her down. I need to check her more thoroughly. No, stop it. This is serious.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna jump up, and while Flint is helping carry, because I'm guessing Flint's gonna help carry, I'm gonna help remove the armor, because I imagine he's gonna need to get under that armor.
I'm gonna get the legs.
Yeah, I'm assuming I heard the banging and the bashing, so I would have come down to help. I was with the kids at the time. So,
You also heard Garrett yell out for you to help
Yeah,
carry her.
yeah.
so I do the thing.
All right. So as you rush down and grab her, all right, you see as you lift her up and are going to carry her, Garrett is focusing now very intently. He's not acting as he normally would with the caressing. He is in full focus on her and his symbol, and though you see that familiar glow coming through the symbol, down his hand, into his hand, and then into who is obviously Aerothin, she is not waking up right away, whatever's going on. and he is remaining focused. You just can just hear him, please, soon, and you just hear muttering. Please, carrier, I will walk in focus.
Okay, I pick her up and do the carry thing.
Pick up her feet.
Okay, as you're going up, he still continues to focus. Marcus, being up there and was looking after the children, turns around. Fuck! Kicks the door open, doesn't even worry about it, and rushes over to help you, Flint, and everything, and gets the feet, since you have her by the head, and lifts. So between the two of you, he's almost using you like a propping point, so that your arms, being a dwarf, are more up with his height, and he's got his arms under her, carrying her towards a bed. Puts her down gently. Garrett's there. This is very bad. These injuries are grievous. This is the opposite of beauty. This is death. Whatever these things are, they emanate death from them. And he's gesturing his hands over the different pieces of petrified wood and spikes that you saw erupting from the forest that had been broken off in what you assume was Aerothin getting the hell away from the road to Tem.
Are there some chunks of that petrified wood in here, like on the ground, that are like broken off from her armor?
No, they're pretty long spikes, a foot to 2 feet long, that have been driven through her body.
All right. Once we eventually get those out, I would like to try to make an Arcana check and see if I can figure out anything useful to do with them. Until then, though, I don't want to mess with them while they're still impaled in someone. So, other than that, I would like to help him staunch her bleeding if I can do anything.
All right. Roll a medical check.
I got a 12 total.
All right.
Which is
as he's been focusing on this, we need to remove these pieces here and do so very, very carefully. It has to be at the same time from 3 of you, as I will seal the wounds behind and focus on keeping her life force, her beauty within her. So who's going to help? We need to do this fast.
I would help.
I'm here. I'll help.
That's
all right. 3. I said 3. Quick! Which of you is not doing it?
I will step back because I'm strong, but not the most nimble.
All right. So it's going to be Zangulus, Carrick, and Haster.
Yes.
I need all of you to roll strength checks.
Damn it!
8.
4.
I got a 2, and that's my total also.
Yeah.
Oh.
At least we're not pulling it out either at the wrong time, you know?
No,
I would have had a
we're not
24.
pulling anything out.
Okay. So as you're pulling and having trouble doing so, there is far more tearing and blood coming with Garrett, even through his focus, just kind of looks up at all of you and shakes his head, not even saying a word. Okay.
I start wondering when an appropriate time to go through her pockets would be.
All right.
Probably whatever Marcus is around.
So as you remove the large impaling spikes from her body, you can see the wounds start to seal off slowly.
Can
and
I
the
help
blood
healing?
trickles. If you have a healing spell readied, yes.
I have healing word.
Cantrip, right? Yeah.
No, it's first level.
Didn't you burn your first level?
I have multiple first levels. I'm level 2.
Oh, I thought you only had one first level spell at level 2. That's right. You have 2?
I have like 3, I think. Let's see. What's my spellcast ability modifier? Is that
I don't know. You're supposed to track that.
Is that
It
Well,
would
what-
be whatever your
it-
primary stat bonus is. Like, mine is charisma, so
okay? So it would be charisma.
yeah. It's your charisma modifier.
Okay.
So probably like +4, I'm guessing.
You only have 2 first level spells, by the way.
Okay, 2.
And I thought you burned
so-
them during that last fight, but
Healing
you-
word and thunder wave. I used thunder wave.
Yes, you did.
you burned your spells. So as you go to focus in on healing once again, you feel exhaustion come over you, and the spell just fizzles out. And in doing so, you actually notice more blood starting to come out as the spell, being new to it, sort of backfires on you in that instance.
We are awful at this.
Can I apply pressure to a wound
New
to try and
adventures.
staunch the blood flow?
Medical check.
I can do that. 19.
All right. With that, you manage to assist Garrett in packing in gauze and pieces of bed sheet, basically, that you've made into this. Medical supplies that had been rushed in by Marcus during all of this time. Just a bowl of water and pieces of strips of cloth that had been what appear to be set up for instances where things go wrong. An almost emergency medical kit of some kind. So, in doing so, you can see Garrett focusing. She will live. I've been rolling for this, by the way. I rolled 2 20s for Garrett on these checks. Well, technically one Earth and one Garrett, just to let you know. It didn't.
Nice.
The DC was pretty high after you guys screwed up. This is,
Yeah,
this is the first time death rolls have happened. So, in doing so, you've pressed down onto the one Garrett's focusing. She will live, but in order to make sure of so, I need to stay here with her. I need to continue to focus on her beauty and the beauty of my goddess. This is a dire situation. Please, give us space, give us the room.
Before I walk out, I'm going to prestidigitate her armor that's on the ground clean.
And
And then I'm going to sigh and walk out because that's really all I could do for her.
As you press to digitate it, you can see there are holes in the armor, so you managed to fix up what you could, but the
It's still
armor's
up.
the armor's still, it's pretty hard wrecked.
Yeah, I would need mend, this like level 1 spell to actually fix it. But it's at least clean and broken.
I'm there. I've still got my hand on the window. Hey, short stack. Can I move my hand, or is she going to start squirting again?
You're fine. I said we need the room. Go drink.
Don't they tell me twice?
Yeah. All right. Well, I leave the room then.
He looks over at you and brushes your arm real quick, Flint, as you go by. You are still beautiful, though. And you owe me.
Garrett, if you end up needing anything while we're still here, shout and we'll get it for you.
Okay, so
Yes.
I go get some
You need
ale.
to focus.
Ale seems like a good idea.
I've been sitting downstairs this whole time, swirling my finger idly in the ale, and then dropping drops onto the table in a very depressed and sad manner.
Upstairs, where you come out of the room, you can see the kids had gathered around the doorway and are there. They're not crying, but they look like they want to. They just, so much has happened now so quickly, they just don't know how to express it or handle it at this point.
I'll look
I
up
go-
to children and go, she's going to be all right. You don't have to worry. We'll get you to
Yeah.
the capital.
I go over and say, look, I promise I'll protect you. I saved you from the spikes, and I'll keep you alive. So don't worry, kids. Hey, Bud, how about a tune for these kids? Try and calm them down a bit.
Something cheery.
Something sherry. Get something sherry. Counselor's first tavern song. Should be alright. When I was a lad in a fishing town, my old man said to me, you can spend your life, your jolly life, just sailing the sea. You search the world for pretty girls whose are so weak and dim. Don't go search for mermaids, son, if you don't know how to swim. 'Cause her hair was green as seaweed, her skin was blue and pale, her face, it was a work of art. I love that girl with all my heart, but I only like the upper part. I did not like the tail.
Excellent.
All of the kids in this point roll a wisdom check with advantage. Or a charisma check, sorry. Charisma check with advantage.
I'm supposed to be rolling?
Yeah, you're just rolling straight up charisma. So charisma plus your modifier with advantage though. So roll 2,
Oh.
take the higher.
I take that one.
Yeah.
Unnatural 20.
The 16 is better than the 1 on the actual die. So
Okay, so you rolled a natural 20 on that?
unnatural
No,
20.
unnatural.
Unnatural 20. Okay, 20 total.
Yeah.
That, considering the circumstances, is what you needed. And
Nice.
with that, it's... The mood has now shifted. Even though things really have been going pretty bad for the past few days. Marks on your arms, possibly sentenced to death. You know, magic going awry multiple times, a forest trying to kill you, a whole situation just turning dour. With that, and using your bardic capabilities to illusion things up just a little bit, everything in the room seems a little bit brighter, not as dour. Even for you, Nixie, even though everything is horrible, there's a little peak of a smile in the back of your mind.
Okay.
You can feel that there, just poking through a little bit. It had a it had
so
an
depressed.
it had an overly natural effect, which is the fun part of bards. They can turn a bad situation into a not so bad situation with
Turn
moments
that
like
frown
that.
upside down.
I'm
So,
gonna go sit
the
down
kids
next to
now
Nixie as I come back
seem
in.
to come and go off to upstairs again, and off of the stairs, and have gathered around different points. Some are by the fire, some are up in a room, but they seem to be not like on the verge of a complete and total meltdown.
Aye, not bad for an elfkin. Not bad. Swig my
Hey,
beer.
I'm only a half elf. Right, we go get some ale.
So I guess we should rest. Seemed to
Yeah.
work well last time.
Yeah, let's try to avoid the midnight rituals this time.
Sorry.
So, as I'm sitting down next to Nixie, and before we all disperse from the room, I'm gonna look over at what she's been doing with the beer on the table. You know, it works a lot better if you drink it to make you feel better.
I don't think I deserve anything like joy.
Even in the darkest hours, there's some light, and this ale is nice and golden light. And I'm gonna take her glass that she's had sitting in front of her and take a big swig of it. And set it back in front of her. You'll
You're
feel
welcome
better
to it
in
if
the
you want
morning.
it.
I'm just gonna leave
Suppose
the
so.
half-drunk beer in front of her and give her a pat on the back and go lay down.
Well, at this point, I'm just gonna go find a little corner in the main room and just kind of crash there. Because at this point, I don't think the innkeeper's really gonna care.
You can find a corner that's nice and warm. It's actually over by the fireplace. There's a fireplace on one wall, as most larger buildings would have to keep heat. So you can curl yourself up over there in the corner. And where's everybody gonna be at this point? Are you all choosing to do a full rest, to sleep it off, sleep overnight? What are you doing?
We should probably,
Get as much sleep as we can.
get
Yeah.
as much rest as possible.
Because
Yep.
we have a long way to travel in the morning.
Yeah, through some pretty rough country, it seems.
Well, in the morning. It's more going to be like the afternoon now. Because we've been up all night. Fighting bears and destroying villages.
Yeah.
It's
Like you do.
still the fight and what happened. It was a midnight situation, so it's probably right around 2 or 3 a.m.
Yeah, we could still potentially get on the road by like 10 or 11 in the morning. I'm just gonna go pass out. I was mauled by a bear. And damaged with thunder magic. So it's nap time. Thoroughly and severely.
I'm gonna nap. I need naps.
Okay.
Blue Bard need nap badly.
I'm doing a long rest.
I
So-
will rest as well.
Oh, you're
So
going to
we-
rest. Okay. Flint.
Well, before I go off to rest, is it just Nixie in the front room now? Well, I'm still there. I haven't left yet. I'm still supping on the
A
beer.
few kids have passed out by the fireplace, but not many. There's 2 or
Okay.
3 down there.
Okay, quickly before I go, I just go over to Nixie and I just slump down next to her while I finish my ale. I say, look, lass, I know where you're coming from. I know what you're feeling right now. I haven't told any others, and I'd trust you to keep it between us, but I too have screwed up pretty heavily in my past, and I can't tell you how to fix it because I hadn't fixed it myself. All I know is the ale helps, but only for a short time. The way I deal with mine, I just give it a purpose. My purpose is to find the biggest, ugliest bugger and strike him down, or find the glorious death in doing so. But it's not good advice, but it's all I got. But if you need anything, if you want to talk, just know I feel your pain. And yeah, that's it. I'm off to bed. Sleep well,
you.
little one.
Thank you.
And I go off and slump into a chair.
Flint,
I'm
I gotta
honestly very
say, your
touched by
beer,
this.
your beer slurp sound is on point.
Well, thank you.
I think he knows it all too well. And Zangulus, where are you at?
I am gonna stay downstairs in the main room, but I'm gonna meditate
All right.
because I definitely need rest as well after all that.
Okay. Check. So, as you proceed through the night into the morning, Surprisingly, it is without incident, even with everything that's happened. So, a bit of luck is on your side for this moment.
For once.
So, all of your hit points have been restored.
Woo!
Hey.
A bright sun has come up now. You can smell meats being cooked from the kitchen and hear the loud banging and then muttering and fucking Marcus. that deep tone. The kids are up about and seem to be slightly cheerier today. The song from Carrick actually having had an effect on the morale of the situation and turned it around for the next day. So despite the dire circumstances, the kids are, with the help of the older ones and Marcus and from upstairs you can hear running around, and from its position, Aerothan's room. So you can tell something's going on up there.
All right. I'm gonna go. Well, once I get up, I'm gonna see who else is poking their head out and looking around at whatever this ruckus is going on upstairs, and make my way there with anyone else who's coming. I don't really want to be the first one to go up and open the door to Aerothan's room because I was not particularly helpful.
I'll head up with you.
Well, I gotta go check on the wee man anyway.
Alrighty. I'm gonna let Flint go first.
I kind of owe him that much. Okay, I boldly push open the door. What's going on in here?
When you get up there, instead of the door being closed, the door is actually already open, and you can see some kids standing around outside and going into the room one at a time.
I'll get in line with the kids.
I'll just move the kids aside.
They look up at you, Flint, and recognizing you, happily step out of the way. And when you get in there, you can see Aerothan is on the bed, propped up, bloodied bandages all over. Even the sheets of the bed themselves have a slight tint of red from blood that is soaked through, but she's awake. And off in the corner, snoring loudly, is Garrett. He's out, completely passed out.
Lazy bugger. Is she? Well, she's propped up. How's it going, lass? How you feeling?
Try getting impaled by several death spikes. Literally, apparently they're made of death. He passed out not but just 15 minutes ago. He's been awake all night, saving my ass. I owe him. He says he owes you, you owe him too. Great, both of us seem to be in debt.
Yeah.
And as she coughs, you can see a little bit of red, but mostly spittle.
Yeah. Well. I know some of your pain. I probably still got a bit of a welt in my leg from when I took a spike through it. I felt a bit of that when I was pulling the kids out of this basement yesterday, but they all seem all right now. Couple a bit scruffed up, but the kids are all right. So now we just got to figure out what we're doing from here. You got any thoughts?
Good thing you asked. The road out is the fast way. It's blocked off. I mean, blocked. It's still moving over there. Everything else had stopped. I thought I might be able to check it out, and it sealed us in. So, whatever it is doesn't want us leaving or anything coming, but we still have the seaside to go out. Only problem? Docks are owned by the Jesters. Not even the city guard messes with them. They have sort of a truce going. They're, well, you know, they procure things if you need them from the people you need them from. And
I
if we do them
have
a
an idea.
favor too, yeah. Oh, where are you right now? Were you standing in
I'm
line?
also in the room.
Okay, so you walk into the room
Yeah.
now, having walked upstairs.
I'm just gonna be at the door, like listening in, but not in there yet.
I'm also at the door.
I will be in the hallway.
I was outside, and now I walked in. Oh, I plan.
Okay.
We've already made plenty of enemies. A few more wouldn't hurt. How about we just steal a boat?
I
She
think
just kind of cocks her head and looks at you. Do you have a crew of at least 10 that know how to sail? These are shipping boats. That's a sea. It's not exactly friendly to people that don't work it often. So how about we don't piss the people off here so that, we can make sure the kids get rescued? Because guess what? The kids need passage too.
Oh,
I-
right.
I think
Yeah.
I
your
forgot that
rap
your
is-
people don't,
What's your
vote a
AC?
lot. My AC?
Yeah.
15.
All of a sudden you feel as a tankard hits you right upside the head from where she, despite being weak and propped up, she just whips a tankard at you for just that. But because she's weaker, it doesn't do any damage. It does solidly connect and leave you with a bit of a lump.
The damage isn't in hit points; it's in pride.
Anyway, Bud, I think your rash decisions have done enough damage for one day. Or 1 week.
Fine.
Okay, so how friendly are these jesters, and would they be amenable to our plight at all? Or are we going to have to be... in fact, where's that rogue lady? Ms. Raven. Are you familiar with the thieving peoples of this town? You seem to be pretty acquainted with their techniques.
I might know some things.
Roll history.
Yeah. 5.
You're more familiar with the thievings of your own style and specifically with your area of origin. Not so much here as you've just arrived, and when you did so, you smuggled yourself in a crate by kind of, ditching where you came from. So it wasn't so much with the help of another group. So no, the jesters, you haven't heard of the jesters.
What do I know about the jesters with a 14 on history?
With your background
sure.
being more in lore books and more of a focus on the magical, that you haven't come across anything in the books or in your knowledge that mentions the jesters. They're more of a, from the mention of it, in a shady organization, which typically
a
don't
more
get
recent
written
shady
about.
organization.
Possibly you don't know.
Yeah, shady organizations only get written about when they're really old and have been around for a long time, like the mob.
Well, I mean, if they have problems with the watch, we seem to have problems with the watch. Enemy of my enemy, maybe.
My friend.
So, also, I reckon if they're the type of crew that I expect them to be, and I've seen a few around, they probably respect strength. So I reckon if I go talk to them, with you guys backing me up, we may be able to come with some kind of arrangement.
It's true. The watch is kind of shady.
Yeah.
I mean, it did send a silver guy at us.
They did. Well, I propose we leave the kids with Marcus for look after him, and we head on over and try and speak to the boss man of these jester blokes.
Yeah. And not to mention these damn things that show up the mark.
Yeah. Well, they
we-
didn't kill us.
yeah,
They didn't go away.
Yeah, we
So-
may want to keep that hidden.
I'm gonna need rest, but yeah, if you want to talk to the jesters, they might need a favor or two to give us some help acquiring access to a boat that'll be friendly. I need to rest though. Marcus is gonna know the details. So, I'm gonna pass out because this hurts like a bitch. And you all go, oh fuck. Give me the tankard.
I'll come back in and hand her the tankard, or I'll go in and hand her the tankard. I'm also gonna go look after Garrett and make sure he's like not covered in her blood and shit, and clean him up.
As you're checking, Garrett's kind of covered in her blood from having worked all night. Seems to be exhausted because he hasn't woken up to any of this. He's completely just out. And as she takes the tankard from you and everything, she kind of looks in it, looks over at Garrett, looks in it. He needs to sleep. And she just, like, pours out the last couple of drops and starts licking the inside of it. And then you can see her, like, drifting, her eyes rolling back a little bit, and she's got a little bit of a smile on her face now. So she's whatever was in that tankard, even a few drops helped.
All right. Well, I'm gonna prestidigitate Garrett clean and get him a blanket just to lay over his little hobbitness halflingness before we. You don't want to get sued, right? Before we leave.
There's extras in the corner. You can put one over him.
Yeah.
I'm going to tie his bootlaces together just for giggles.
He's gonna blame it on me.
Roll sleight of hand check.
I am gonna help him with that, like by being a distraction, so that no one else notices.
Okay.
You want deception from me?
Yeah.
So I got 16.
I got a 24 total for my deception.
Oh. Nice.
So you slyly just step and stretch as he does this in such a way that it would just from the doorway block out the view at that angle. It's very subtle, and it looks like you're heading for the door, but you notice him doing this, and Flint, you, without waking him and stirring him, you get down there to the laces of his armored boots and tie them up nicely together. So his boots are definitely tied, and you haven't woken him. See what happens.
I just whisper. I just whisper to his sleeping form. I don't owe nobody nothing, wee man. And wander off.
As we walk out, I'm gonna pat Flint on the shoulder and be like, "One day I'm gonna get my ink out and draw on him. You can help."
Okay, so as you exit the room, one of the older children, the early teenagers, closes the door and stands outside it, all looking like he's trying to be tough and guard the door, but obviously still a kid.
You keep Lady Everything safe now. I'll expect you to still be on guard when we get back.
Yes, sir.
I'll give him a quick little salute as we turn and walk away.
The other kids move away, taking the command of the older one, and go off into one of the upper rooms, which has had what you notice are some of the items that the kids were using. They're a little tattered, but they're there. And as you come back downstairs, you see Marcus throwing branches of that very gray wood into the corner with the other wood and some into the fireplace, and it lights, but it doesn't burn very quick. Makes good kindling. Been clearing the basement out all night.
All right. I would like to make the Arcana check on some of that wood to see if I think it can be used as magic ritual materials or anything. I don't know. If it's useful for me in any way.
All right.
I got an 11 total, so not super great on the die, but
And do you have sense magic?
I believe I can see things that are magic.
You can see runes and things like that.
Okay.
If I were a smarter dwarf, I might have suggested that we could make arrows out of it if it's wooden death. But I'm not a smart dwarf.
Yeah. So there's runes on it. I'm guessing it's just the magic incantations. It's not like got.
There's
a
no
secret to
runes
tell
on
me.
it. I'm saying you can see runes, but there are no runes on it. I'm saying your
Okay.
capability
Oh, no,
allows
yeah.
you to read and see runes, and that's it.
I can read anything.
Yes, you can read anything. However, there's nothing to read on this. It's
Okay.
petrified
Yeah,
wood.
yeah.
It's an ashy, sickly gray, but it is hard as stone almost. It is right there with some of the best stonework you've seen. So
Does it look-
you don't sense anything magical coming off of that.
Does it look like I could get a good price for it if I sold it somewhere?
No. It's
Roll an
basically
investigation check.
16.
Seeing Marcus toss it into the fireplace and noticing that he only put one log in there and it is lighting up the whole fireplace and seems to be burning a lot better than a normal log. It seems like it's better than regular wood, so it might be worth something. You have no idea how much, but it appears like it could be better than regular wood.
How heavy is it? Like
yeah,
one of
that's
the
my next
spikes.
question.
How heavy is it?
Yeah.
The pieces that he's cut are about the size of logs, and when you go to check a piece of it and everything, it's about 5 times heavier. So one log is more like, rather than 5 pounds, it's like 25 pounds for just a log. It's heavy for just that.
Okay. Yeah. Considering I'm not the strongest one here, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah,
I've got
I don't
enough
think
to
it's-
carry around.
I don't think it's worth carrying with us.
Marcus comes back out after having tossed the wood there, gone back into the kitchen, comes out, puts a large couple of platters down on the main table downstairs. It's a whole meal spread that he's cooked up, and looks at all of you and everything else. Sit, eat, we need to talk.
I'll sit and eat.
I
gonna
will not
say
argue
no.
with that. Yeah,
Nope.
Yeah, I'll just take a seat.
I spent my night last night being mauled by a bear, so I'm down for some food.
Some food
Yeah,
would be very good right now.
You're up to not being the food.
Yeah, this is a nice change of pace. I'm not dinner.
After all the excitement of saving children and stuff, I realize how empty my stomach is, and I'm a dwarf. I can eat. So yes, food most certainly.
All right, all of you. So, what did you and Erethan discuss up there? Need to know because couple options here, and we need to get these kids the hell out of here. Or, well, they almost died already.
Lady
So-
Earthen,
Do you know digesters?
no.
Oh, this plan, fuck. All right. So, you're going to want to go, yeah. Little drunk this morning. You're going to want to go down to the docks. Now, access to the main docks is a little bit restricted. You saw that big wall separating the slums and the main city. The docks are in the main city. You're going to have to get through the guard there to the docks. Or you can try and swim it, but it's precarious. It's sharp rocks, nasty little break waves. Either way, not exactly easy to get in there. Then when you get in there, you're going to want to meet Thane Bristlebrook. Yeah, Thane Bristlebrook. He's a gnome. He's in charge. He runs it. Everyone knows Thane.
Thane Bristlebrook, you say?
Yep.
Other than that, he's a gnome. You got any more? I know there's not a lot of gnomes around here, but What color
Short.
hair he's got, or what color
Short,
skin he's got.
blonde hair,
All right.
pale skin. Weird birthmark, too.
Pale
It's right
blonde
on his
mom.
face. It's like it covers a part over his eye, and
All right. Thane Bristlebrook, pale blonde gnome with a weird face birthmark. We'll find him. That is a thorough description, my friend.
yeah.
We
Like you
could
said,
track him
everyone
down.
knows
through-
Thane.
Yeah. What else do you know about him? What's he like? How do we his favor?
What does he want?
that too?
Never know what Thane might want. He always wants something. He asks for some weird stuff sometimes. I don't get that guy. I don't talk to him much because of it. Real weird stuff. I gotta watch after the kids, keep this place going. Make sure, Aerothan stays and get myself some rest. Your buddy Garrett, he said it's gonna take her a while to recover, and he needs to keep an eye on her in case things go south, so, he asked me to let you know. If you're heading out, don't wake him, because, well, otherwise, he's gonna be cranky. And if he has to leave, she might die. And if she dies, I'm gonna be cranky.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
If this isn't cranky, I don't want to know what cranky is.
Let's just say that, cranky is when Susie comes to play. Draws his sword out. This is Susie.
All right.
Yeah. Shunk.
Well then. Daylight's burning, friends. Let's go meet the Thane.
Do I wake up to them
Nice.
leaving?
Huh?
Or am I still sleeping?
I will make sure she gets up before we leave.
She didn't
Before we
say
just
she
go
woke up,
running
so
out there,
she's...
though.
I
It
mean,
is
you would have been
daylight.
stirred, possibly. It was your choice if you wanted to wake up during the meal or not, smelling the cooked meats.
I think I was probably like I was hearing them, but I was still kind of vaguely asleep.
Okay.
Like I was able to hear them, but I was still vaguely asleep. You know what I mean? Like in that half dream state.
Mm-hmm.
Well, which way are we going? Because he said to. I don't want to. Actually, I do want to sway a decision. I can't swim.
I can't
And,
swim either.
I'm not
I
afraid
can,
of the guard.
but not well.
so
And
I
yeah.
reckon through the front door would be better.
Well, yeah, the
because-
front door is going to be the easiest. The only problem is it's daylight, and these guys might be looking for us specifically anyway. Not that I want to spend a lot of time waiting, but it might be easier as to go later in the evening or possibly even at night.
well, we need to get through the guard, right? The guard will respect these marks on our arm, even if they're not working. They won't know the difference.
We would
Will they?
hope that.
I'm gonna ask Marcus. Will they? Should they know the difference if this mark is active or not?
It's magic. That stuff's beyond me. I cook
All
meat and swing a sword. You think I know about arm color? Marks. It's magic.
Fair enough. What do I know about how this will work with a 15 on an Arcana check? About how readily apparent it is that these things are not active. Basically, is
Roll a perception for me.
I got a 14 on that.
From what you can tell, the mark still looks pretty much the same. And you don't notice an obvious difference. There's nothing outright about it or the magic about it that you can feel a difference other than the moment when it was lifted, you felt that pain of it being changed. So
Yeah.
you know there is definitely a change to it. You just don't see any outward signs of that.
Perfect. We're going to bluff our way right past the guards to where we need to go, because we're on city business. Get out of my way, you peasant guard.
Yeah, hopefully that.
All right, at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and wake up just because I think I've been hearing enough that I'm aware that they're about to leave, and it's like my brain is like, "Hey, you should wake up."
All right.
So,
So at this moment, Nixie stirs from the corner right over by the table near you guys.
Are we going somewhere? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out just how we're going to get there. Come have some breakfast. We'll fill you in on the plan.
All right.
Such as it is.
So I sit down and I start kind of nibbling at food.
So it appears that all around us, in all directions, the forest has blocked us in. So we're going to take a boat to go get to the capital and with these children. Only problem is the people who have the boats are a little less than 100% scrupulous. So we're going to go make friends with them and get them to lend us a boat. And to do that, we're going to sneak past some guards. And instead of sneak past, I think we should bluff our way past with these hideous marks on our arm. Because they're not going to know that they aren't going to kill us anymore.
Well, if that fails, I do have a spell that I could use.
Oh, really?
It's called Charm Person.
Oh, yes. I, too, can charm people with magic.
Too charm people.
Yeah. If there are few enough guards, we may just charm them all and waltz right past.
Sounds like we have a lot of charming people.
Yeah.
I too charm people with my axe.
That is a very
It's very
different...
obvious
dwarf.
that this
And
morning...
From behind you,
upon
you hear Marcus go, ha, 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 I like him.
Well, somebody has to.
This morning, I've obviously woken feeling very bolstered by the pep talk that Flint gave me last night, and also just, you know, nothing that a good night's sleep can't help, and then the song yesterday, and so I'm obviously in higher spirits and not the depressed little sad girl that I was yesterday.
Sometimes you just gotta sleep it off.
It's amazing what sleep can do.
Aye, we're on a worthy mission to save these kids, so let's get to it, shall we?
Yes.
Do it.
All right.
Okay, so you're all heading out of the tavern then?
Yep.
All right. As you step outside into what is sort of, it's a dirt area it's not paved, it's not nice like above. It's the shanty town when you first came in. Tents everywhere, but it's not as gloomy out today. The sun is high, it's almost a noonday sun now, and it's lit up. People around the town area are definitely buzzing and skittish right now, seeing that the forest, which if you look behind you, you can see almost a wall created by the petrified wood spikes with other ones jutting out, creating a barricade situation. It looks very military and foreboding, and impaled on many of them are woodland creatures and other animals that were in the forest, and if you can see a few people mixed in there dressed with what is generally a cloak and light leather, a bow, or a large spear holding onto it still impaled, which would be the typical garb of someone that went hunting. So whatever was in the woods appears to have been used to decorate this and give a more ominous situation to it, which has this area of the town in the slums section of Caprizi a bit nervous.
I'd like to roll for PTSD.
Roll a wisdom check. Wisdom saving throw. You asked for it, roll it.
Damn it. 14.
Never ask the DM for a roll. Seeing that, you feel very much shaken. And now are beyond, like, rattled after having run through the forest and watched people in your party getting stabbed and seen the effects up close as to what this could do, especially seeing Nixie being impaled and almost outright killed by this. You now suffer from fear of the forest, so you can't go anywhere near it without disadvantage on all checks.
Oh.
Oh.
Ouch.
Ow.
Never ask the DM for a negative roll.
So we are in we're in the slums, right? These are my people. These people know me. Is there anything that we can need to do with these people?
These very much are the people that know you, Nixie. You know the area generally well from a few business dealings you've had here when you've needed some form of supplies or any such items or sold items so that you could get the few meager pieces of gold that you have had. You haven't really needed them for much, but they do know of you as someone that was guarding the forest. And in spotting you, you can tell they're giving you very wide berth, even just spotting you. Like, they notice you, and they're backing away or moving away because you were seen as the guardian. The woods are pretty pissed off and have kind of killed a lot of stuff, so they don't know what the hell's going on.
Rip.
Everything
Well,
about
that's
the
not going to come
situation.
advantage.
Well, we have a mission. As awkward and uncomfortable as this social circumstance is for all of us, let's go take care of the mission. And I am going to stride forth toward where we need to get past guards to go to the docks. Hopefully, some of my cohorts will follow me.
I'm following.
You have a
From
choice.
where you are, you can see, even from where you are, you can see the large wall that separates the slum side of the city and almost walls it in with the forest on two sides, the sea off to the east, and then south is this large wall, but on the far edge, butting right up against the sea, are two large towers with what appears some stone structure that you can just catch the top of over the tents, and very large gates. So if you want to go on the other side of that wall from here, that's all you can see as a main sort of entrance.
Alrighty. Well, to the gates. If we're gonna go right through the front door, we can just walk right up to the front door.
Aye.
This will go well.
I'm gonna rub my trusty tattoo on my arm that I hope is gonna buy us passage through here.
Cross our fingers.
Yeah, I do want to. I do before we just waltz right up to however many guards are there, though. I want to kind of have a look-see from far back to see how many guards are there, just in case there's like 40 of them. We might change our plans.
Got it. Got it.
I'm walking up alongside Hester, and I stand by him. I just talk aside to him and say, "Look, you're obviously the brainiest of all us lot, so you do the talking. But if the talking's not going the way that I feel it should be doing, I'm gonna start swinging.
Oh God.
So I got your back, but make sure you speak right."
I will do my best. And if I need you to start swinging as a surprise to them, I'll give you a signal. And I will whisper into your mind with my mind, "Kill, kill, kill!" Very loudly and clearly to you so that you will know that's when I want you to start swinging if the time comes. You will hear my voice inside your head shouting "kill."
That
Signal.
still
That's
make me,
delightful.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Some Harry Potter shit.
I don't know how to make a better signal than that, but stand right by me and look real intimidating if you need to.
oh, that I can do.
I don't think you can not look intimidating is part of the problem sometimes, but it's a good problem to have, Flint.
Pastor, at mentioning that you're going to whisper "kill, kill, kill" into Flint's mind, you hear at the back of your mind, "Yes, yes, I like this idea. maybe we'll have them do it anyway.
I'm glad I'm not in his brain.
Anyway,
At this point, as we're walking up, I'm gonna slip some of my darts, my poison darts, and I'm gonna slip them into my hand, just hidden and concealed, but ready.
All right,
I got my rapier ready.
I'm
Okay.
going to act casual.
yeah, don't. Nobody should have any weapons drawn yet. We don't want to alarm.
No,
anyone.
mine is very.
It's not drawn.
You
It's
just got your hand on the hilt, comfortably.
close, you know.
Near the
It's-
hilt, then. Okay.
Yeah.
Hilt.
Well, I have a two-handed axe. It's hard to not have that in your hand. Kind of just draped over a shoulder like a lumberjack going about his work.
Yeah.
Well, if you're murder hobo, you're a murder hobo.
So as you're walking up to the large gates, nobody really freaks out at Nixie. They're just giving her a wide berth, it seems. So they're leaving Nixie alone at this point. They're definitely not approaching. But it's pretty obvious what they're doing. They're like, oh, and then kind of turning like down an alley or into a tent. So they're ducking out of the way as you approach within 5 or 10 feet, and they catch sight of you if they recognize you for who you are. So it's people here and there. When you get to the gates themselves, roll perception for me.
Ooh, I got a 20 total. 19 on the die.
16. Hold up.
I
6.
got myself a 19.
I got a 19.
22
Okay.
total.
Oh, wow. So group as a whole rolled large. Group check, success. You can see the number of guards. It's a noonday sun. It's pretty obvious. There's a line, a very well organized line right at the gate of people that have papers out in hand, ready to go, waiting. You can see some of them carrying fishing gear, others having tools with them. They appear to be a throng of workers waiting to go through. There are 4 guards up at the gate themselves, each of them taking a person and checking these papers as you can see them. The person walks up to one of the guards, they check all the paperwork, they look at the tool sets, they pat the person down, and then they're letting people through. There's probably 40 or so people in line, and it takes a couple minutes per person. There are 4 guards up on the towers, each with crossbows, standing and keeping watch down there, and then a couple of guards patrolling the line. So a total of 10 guards there.
Okay. So I guess we can just go get in line. Are all 4 of the guards that are at the gate taking papers, or is it like 2 are taking papers and 2 are like being guards?
Oh no, all 4 are taking papers there.
So the 4 up front are being bureaucrats, and the ones up on the wall are all the ones that with the violence threat.
And 2 in the line with
Well,
what
I'm
appear
sure
to be long
the
swords.
bureaucrats have weapons.
So as
too,
we get
but
into the line,
They
here's
do.
my curiosity. Is anybody
Wait,
in the line
yeah.
going to recognize me and avoid me again?
they might. I think we should just go walk up to the line as a group and
See if it moves.
yeah, see what happens. we are not the regular people in this line though. But the plan was already to be like boldly, hey, look, we're on city
Yeah,
business.
we might as well just walk to the front of the line, not even bother
Yeah.
with the line.
All right, let's do it.
All
All right, to the front of the line.
All right, so
Be fearless.
Well, as we approach to where the line actually is, I'm just gonna pull my sleeve out and show my mark
okay.
as we walk up, so that they know I'm not like trying to start a problem, but like, hey, I have this mark. I'm not threatening. I got my hands up and everything, but
As
I
you're
show mine as well.
As you're walking up to the line, then now your mark's out openly, right on your right arm here. One of the guards, oi! What? No cutting it! Oh, Yeah. All of you. Show him.
Mine's kind of hand on axe. It's there.
Right. They're gonna check him up at the front. Send him up. Yells up to the guard towers, and they have crossbows now aimed right down at your group. And let's see if anyone... None of the crowd seems to react to Nixie walking by.
Yes. God, I hate being an outcast.
Consequences.
It's already bad enough being a tiefling. It's worse now that they think I ruined their forest. Which I did.
So, you get up to the front of the line, and the guards there, 2 of them are now standing and keeping the line in check. All the crossbows are trained down on you. It's obvious what they're doing. None of them are trying to hide this. And 2 of the guards up there that have been acting as the people checking the papers and sort of just keeping the line moving come up to your group. All right, what we got there?
We need to get through and quick. I hope you won't take too much time with your goddamn bureaucracy so we can get on with our fucking mission. The Major Domo will be very upset if we take much longer to report to him, so hurry it up, let us through.
Roll an
This,
intimidation
yes, let us
check.
through.
I'd like to add to the intimidation with my intimidating nature.
I got a 22
With
total.
advantage. All right.
Okay, well,
Disadvantage.
Let's see what...
I still got a 22 total.
Okay.
The guy standing there...
The second die was a 1. So, I don't need that one.
The guy
Good thing
standing
that wasn't
there
the one
just
you rolled.
sort of like hearing the name of the Major Domo being brought up, or the title of the Major Domo, and seeing the marks. We still need to check you for contraband. All of you just over there. We're gonna give you a quick rundown, real quick. Just I'll do it. You get the lines moving.
Make
I
it
slipped-
real quick.
I slipped my darts back into my bracer, and hopefully nobody notices them.
Sleight of hand.
Roll a sleight of hand check. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 12.
You slip the darts in there, and doesn't seem to bring a reaction from anyone with you slipping the darts into your bracer.
Good. Just making sure.
And Haster, you were doing something. You said, as you said real quick, you were adding something to it.
I was just gonna snarl at him, upset that he's even bothering us with this peasantry of having to check us. But I will
Roll an
submit
intimidation with advantage again, and
I will submit to this nonsense. Another 22 total. That die is fucking hot.
Why couldn't we have had these rolls earlier?
Yeah, right?
as he get right, sir. Real quick. So, are any of you carrying anything poisoned?
I am.
No. No.
No.
Not but words.
And
I
is
have
anyone
poison
carrying?
darts.
Is
By
anyone
mind,
carrying
I mean,
more
but-
than 200 gold?
Mine got robbed.
No.
Nope.
No.
No.
Aren't you carrying the party funds, Raven?
No, I only have 64 gold.
She distributed it.
I distribute. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You distributed it. I thought you were holding on to the pile. That's why I'm like, oh.
Well, when they let me, I do, but that doesn't often happen.
Wait, when did you distribute it?
We were
Last
asleep.
Session?
So I didn't get
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
We were
You were indisposed.
having black goop leached out of our bodies.
any.
Yeah,
That would explain that.
it was the point when she tried to stiff me with 1 gold coin.
As he goes pretty quickly, but with you, Zangulus, you, Haster, you, Carrick, and you, Flint, even though he's going quickly, he's thorough. Like, he's professional at this, and just you can feel him checking every like part of the armor where anything might be hidden. But when it came to the ladies, he backed off a little bit. And mind you, this is actually because of dice rolls too. So it just happened this way, Nixie. You're so fucking lucky. Those 4 were all natural 20s.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
I rolled
Yeah.
4 20s on those checks.
I see how it is.
That same dice rolled a 1 2 times in a row before on the intimidate responses. So it's either hot or cold today, apparently.
You're right.
But-
Is your dice run by bad rolls or by
Yeah.
roll 20?
It's the same
No.
algorithm that Roll20 uses to.
Apparently. My physical dice has been broken. But as he's checking the 2 women's group, he kind of shies off a little bit, especially seeing the antlers and the tiefling with the tail and Raven. He checks you and sort of just doesn't want to seem like he's trying to do anything obscene. So he checks all of you and, all right, just go on.
Very briefly, we have a raid coming in, by the way.
Ahoy!
Oh, do we?
Ahoy. Raid time.
So,
As we leave, I will linger back behind the party and tell him, "Thank you for your prompt and courteous service," and walk away.
do tell the Major Domo about me. And he turns back around, going to collect all of the papers.
I'll walk back up to my party. See, no problem. Now
All
to
right,
the docks.
you're,
Yes.
you're in the main city area now.
That
Excellent.
wasn't so bad.
Well,
I've even brought up chat for this moment real quick, so I can do this. There, I had to respond with a battle cry. We get raided sometimes.
so now we're gonna head to the docks. Yeah. Anyone else have any other extremely pressing business we need
Whatever
to
you
get
wanna
to
do.
before we go?
You're in the main city area now.
I think
We
we're
need to
good.
take care of the kids
Yeah.
and the forest. Those are the most
All right.
pressing things.
So we need to go find somebody associated with the Jesters, and then get ourselves connected with Thane Bristlebrook. Bristlebrook. Got marbles in my mouth. All right.
Didn't you mean tentacles?
Yeah. Well,
Phrasing?
like I said, they do whatever they want.
Oh my.
Or whomever. But yeah, let's head to the docks.
Give a small
Shall
amount of
we?
XP for that comment.
Wow.
That was well done.
Okay. Well, to the docks, and then we're just gonna have a look-see around there. Right? That's as far as I know, the place to be.
All right, so if you want to head to the docks, then it's right where several of you arrived. It's where Flint and Garrett, who is still back at the Drunken Mermaid Inn in the slums, and Raven and Carrick all arrived here. And the entrance to the docks is right there on your left. It's to the east side. The sun's high. You know it quite well. I've got to look up the name of the other tavern.
This is where my pony is. This other
Oh,
tavern.
that's it. The Bait and Switch.
Oh
Yeah.
yes. Good
I
old
remember
bait and
this place.
switch.
Yep. The
How's
Bait and Switch
your-
Tavern is right there in front of you.
Your donkey's been here for like a few days.
Yeah, he has. I paid for him to stay here.
Okay,
I'll,
good.
I'll cover the difference in cost from when I left to when I got here.
It's
But we're gonna bring him
How-
back with us.
he paid for a
I'll-
week, and it's only been 3 days at this point, and
Yeah,
Oh,
we got.
Sweet.
it's off.
I have the suite for another few days.
That's
And
a lot
it's a
of
pony,
devastation
not a
with raid.
donkey. Remember, it's a pony.
Wait,
Yeah,
before we
yeah,
go,
same.
I need to run into the tavern and just use the bathroom. I'll be right back. And I'm actually going to go to the bathroom. Sorry.
And at
guys.
this point, we're coming up. Let's see, it's been 2 hours, so this is the midpoint in the show, and this is normally where we'll take our mid-show break. So they're just arriving in the main city, right there in front of the tavern. So we'll take our break here, and I'll bring up the screen real quick, and we'll say hi to chat. while
So good
everyone
bathroom water
takes a
break.
quick
Be back, boys.
Yay.
Yep. bathroom water break for everyone that needs it.
All right.
And
I will-
Hello,
I will
Raiders.
be right back.
I'll
Hello,
send it over.
Raiders.
Welcome. They had a.
Nixie is a bit bored. No, Nixie had to use the hole in the tavern. Actually, that tavern had indoor plumbing. She has to use the plumbing in that tavern. It's one of the nicer taverns. The bait and switch.
A withered supremacy raid. Fancy.
Hopefully the mods did their linking. They did. Good job, mods. Thank you.
Mods are credit to the team.
So, welcome one and all. This is Bad Rolls. We run the show weekly, or at the very least attempt to, and I'm going to basically force a weekly situation here for the most part. Weekly right here on my channel, twitch.tv/Grakees. All of these members are either other streamers or behind-the-scenes people from Bad News Gaming, the stream team we're a part of. Primarily, we do Space Sims, but we love all sorts of other games, and fantasy is one of those things. So I wrote an entire D&D campaign, and they are just on level 2 coming up to their level 3 stories. So they are in the middle of Caprizi, a seaside town on the east coast of Alasiad Arai, the continent that they're on, in the world of Meas Tosaigh. And I've written them content going from level 1 all the way through level 20. So with their leveling curves, probably about 4 to 5 years worth of content. So you can find us here every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. GMT.
I'm gonna go pee.
Okay, you do that. This is the time for that break.
This is the time to pee. By the way, I brought out my dice bag. I just realized I had it next to me. So no more digital rolls.
Yeah, I was like, I was wondering why you were rolling digital, because you told me you found your dice bag. So I'm like, why weren't you rolling? Why were you still using digital? How's my die rolling now? That's a 4. Seriously, on those 2 response to his intimidate checks, I rolled 1s. And then when I was searching all of you, I rolled 20, 20, 20, 2, 24.
Wow.
These dice are transparent, so they're kind of difficult
So
to
I'm
see.
switching my die out. Normally a DM doesn't reveal his dice rolls, but those were so ridiculous I had to.
Yeah.
I should have taken a pic, like been filming my die for the triple 20. I haven't rolled a triple 20 since AD&D when it was an insta-kill on a Tarask. Back when triple 20s were basically you death blowed the sucker.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I jumped inside his mouth and just climbed through him, stabbing the whole way.
Well, at this point, peeing is part of the campaign.
It is. Peeing is indeed part of the campaign at this point, because Nixie just announced in character, she was going into the tavern to pee, so she's going in the tavern to pee. And the rest of the characters are going to have to deal with the fact that Nixie just walked in the cavern to pee.
Yeah. But soon something happens.
We'll know in just a moment. Uh-oh. No. Skype. Skype down! Skype down! Well, good thing we were on our break when that happened. Just so you don't see any of their actual Skype names. Switching scenes.
Funnily enough, that's exactly what a guy who was on a ski lift with me said. Drink more beer.
Skype crash.
Skype will do that.
It just outright crashed.
What? Who's talking like a robot right now?
I don't know.
Am I a robot?
Yes.
Sorry,
Am I
there's
still a
people
robot?
in the office
Yeah,
right
you're
now
a
because
robot.
it's South by. So I had to say hi.
What about
You're-
now?
You're good now.
There you go. You were
Stupid
extreme levels
headset.
of robot. I thought it was
You were like
So, this stupid headset. I have these voice modulator buttons
It's
set
a
on the side.
G35, isn't it? Or
Yeah,
the
and
wireless
sometimes-
version.
Yeah, the G930 is the wireless one. I set it down, and when I pick it up, sometimes I'll bump the button on accident. They're like way too easy to push. So then you're like fiddling, trying to find the right button to unrobot.
Yeah, no, you sound like a robot after like about 1 million Cuban cigars.
Just waiting on Zhang. There we go. Okay, everyone ready for
I was just
back
stretching.
from break?
Yes.
But I will have to say yes.
Ass. All right, so you've just arrived in the main cityscape of Caprizi, out of the slums, and Nixie has walked into the bait and switch in front of you, saying, "I have to use the facilities."
I'm back now. I just came out. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry about that. Let's continue.
While she went to do that, I'm gonna check and make sure my pony's still there with all his stuff.
Okay, as you walk towards the tavern, and enter the innkeep there is still behind the counter. Oh, I haven't seen you for a few days.
It was
you yeah, what happened to your face?
terrible magical accident.
There seems to be some odd stuff going on with the mat. Is it because of the stuff with what's going on with the?
Nope.
Yeah, this
Nope.
is different than that. It's a
We
whole
have
nothing to do
different
with that.
magical accident.
No,
We have
Right.
nothing to do with that.
Nixie, roll persuasion.
I got a 12.
Yeah, it is a terrible business.
Terrible
She
business.
seems to believe you.
Entirely inconvenient. I'll have to come back and fix this, since I'm
Should've
really
said
good at the forest.
perception.
But
Damn
I
it.
had nothing to do with this,
Really?
and I'm gonna save this forest. Don't worry about it. I got
I-
this.
I- I
but
whispered
we have
to
we have a
Nixie.
mission first.
I will whisper to her, say, "Stop talking."
By way of distraction, I'm going to go ask the innkeep. I'm sure you've kept my pony well fed and well watered while I've been gone.
It's the same stables I've mentioned before, right across the way. You paid for it, and it's part of the services of the suite that you've not used, but you
Well,
paid for a week, you have it for a week.
Very
Well,
good.
I used it once.
Well, we may be back tonight. We'll see. Keep the space for us, though. If I come back and I find any of my stuff is missing, these crazy eyes are going to get real crazy. Do you understand? And I'm going to
Roll
open my eyes
intimidate.
wide and look right at her. I got a 12.
She just slowly backs away, and you can see her just there shaking.
Very good. And I will turn around and walk out. And we can go down to, actually, I'll turn around and go to walk out. When I get to the door, I'm going to pause. I'm going to look back at her and be like, you wouldn't happen to know a good contact to get us with the jesters, would you?
Me.
Great, you've scared her to death.
Doesn't need to be you that puts us in contact with them. Maybe you have a friend who
No,
could put
me.
in contact.
Me.
Oh, you. Very good.
She's
Well, we have need of an audience with the Thane.
Thane, I normally put the eyes in the. Just, give me a few moments.
Very good. And I'm gonna go stick my head out the door. And anyone else is everyone else still outside? Or is
No.
anyone else still outside? You guys
No.
have all followed in. Okay.
I'm
And
in.
I'm gonna go peek my head out.
They all didn't say they walked in after him, so I assumed you were
Oh.
outside.
Oh.
I'm gonna go make sure everyone comes in. I found us a nice contact.
To be
Well,
fair,
that
if
was
anyone's going in a
spacing.
tavern,
Yeah, Flint's going into the tavern.
Yeah.
Going into the tavern.
I will go in.
All right,
Okay.
so you walk in, you say the same innkeeper of the tavern, the one that works at as the inn's upstairs, and she's there and ghostly pale now, her sort of pulled back hair. She's been like digging at it a little bit, shaking.
Are you feeling all right?
Eyes. I'll go get the. He'll be out. And she walks away into like the back area.
I may have came out a little strong and scared her a little more than I meant to. Sorry. One of you guys needs to
Why
smooth that over
were-
a little bit before she gets back.
Why were you
Yeah.
scaring her in the first place?
I wanted to make sure my stuff stayed safe, and then it occurred to me, she probably knows the gestures. And now she's terrified she'll do whatever I say, but I feel a little bad, so I'm gonna let you guys negotiate, and I'll sit here and be intimidating, which is a strange change of pace.
It is. You're supposed to be the polite talker. I'm supposed to be the intimidation here.
I think power's going to his head.
One of
Flint,
the
Let's have you
waiters
be the
comes
polite
out.
talker.
Oh, this is a great idea.
Let's reverse the bad cop and good cop.
The waiter from before who got a bit spooked and was crying comes out and starts asking you for all of your orders. Can we get you anything from the kitchen? It's calmed down a bit after last time. Why is it whenever you come in here, someone's always crying?
I have that effect on people.
Well, can I get all of you anything? And
And look him straight in the eye and say, I will have the fish.
The whole
okay.
head's still on it too. Just give me a whole fish
He
fried.
said the fish. The fish it is. Starts writing something down.
Can I get a gilly water? Do you have that?
Water.
Yep.
Okay, what water it is.
And maybe some meat, rare.
Very rare.
I do remember
rare.
you. Less bloody. Yes, it was.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I'll have the ale. And I slam a gold coin on the bar again.
I'll
Thanks for
I'll
buying all
have-
our.
I was like, I'll also have ale and point at the gold coin.
He grabs the gold coin real quick before you're even able to say, I'll have ale. So he's like, that's his ale, and yours is going to cost separate.
I'm gonna whisper into this guy's mind. No, it won't. That's paying for all of our meals.
Oh,
Great.
Okay.
Oh, Major's gone evil.
Roll a
Yeah.
wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Oh, this didn't go well last time.
I got a nat 20.
woo!
Oh,
Plus 3.
All right.
Oh, this guy is...
You don't take any damage from it, but when you go to speak into his mind, all of a sudden you feel whoosh, and it snaps your head back. It's so hard. As you try to speak into his mind, it's just a whiplash effect of psychic energy immediately.
Okay. Now I'm gonna make an Arcana check to see what the fuck that just was. I got a 15 total.
From what you know about psychic-based magics, especially because you spent time researching your own abilities, you know that is some sort of really powerful blocking capability to be able to take someone trying to speak into a mind and just turn it around into something that could have hurt you.
Do I get the sense that he's the one that cast it, or is it more like something that someone put on him to protect his mind from invasion?
You don't know. You can't tell.
I meant more like my intuition of this guy. Does he seem like someone who's capable of doing magic?
Roll an insight check.
Not as good at that. Ooh, but I'll take the 17 on the die for 18 total.
Okay. From what you can tell, especially from when he was crying before and huddled up, no, he doesn't seem like the type of guy.
All right. Well, I'm gonna crack my neck and shake my head a little and be like, that should actually pay for more than just one ale. My friend Flint is very generous. I will speak out loud this time.
/ stupid.
Persuasion.
I do have... Has this guy seen my mask down?
Yeah, your mask is down right now.
Alright.
You didn't pull it back up.
Oh, I don't know where that die went, so I'm just gonna roll this other one. I got a 19 total, because
Did you
I
roll
threw-
with disadvantage?
I did. I have a 19 on one and a 14 on the other.
Oh, 19 total. Nice. Okay.
Sorry, 18
He looks
total.
over at you, kind of sighs. Fine, then
that
walks
up.
back off into the kitchen.
Apparently, I just lost one of my dice into the ether below my desk.
Oh no.
It's gone. Gone forever.
That was the one that rolled the nat
It
20
went to
earlier,
the
too.
astral plane.
I'm sure a cat will find it for me later.
All right, so he comes back out in a minute, puts down all of your orders and plates as you've been sitting around waiting, plops himself down in a chair. Well, it's not busy now, and we don't get many guests, and you seem like an interesting lot. What brings you to our tavern? I just don't want to go back in there and deal with her crying.
Just still crying?
Is she arranging our meeting with the Thane?
Yes, she is, and
Cry all she wants. We need to get it done. So,
What's your alignment?
Our mage just got super evil.
I know.
so
True colors,
here's the thing. Sometimes cruelty is necessary in order to accomplish a task. Sometimes kindness. In this case, I think cruelty is more necessary. It'll impress the Thane more. These types of individuals need a show of strength before you even meet them. If we've got his people terrified, and so be
I'm
it.
watching this, and if you'll remember, I have not been exposed to very much humanity, and I'm hearing him say this, and in my head, I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, is this actually a tactic that I could use in life? Like, is this, and I'm starting to get an inkling of what manipulation and of what tactics are to get what I want. So I'm starting to learn that.
So I grab Asta by the arm and say, look, cruelty isn't the same as strength, mate.
No,
And
it's not.
I can't see this going well if we're going to try to get on their good side. So, perhaps cool it a little bit with the civilians.
I've done no physical harm to anybody. All I've done is scare her. A little more than I meant to, I'll admit.
Mental harm?
But I think in the end, we'll be able to play this to our advantage here. See our friend sitting at this table with us? He's going to stay quiet because he's terrified of what madness we might do. He's just here to listen. I'm sure he will pass. My wife found the die. I'm sure he will pass whatever interesting information he finds at this table onto the Thane before we're even able to talk to him.
roll a wisdom saving throw, Haster.
And that time I got a 4 total, which would be a nat 1 on the
Immediately,
die.
You're sitting there as you're talking intensely about how a show of strength is a thing that you want to do. But you can't help it. You just and you can't stop laughing.
I do know of this effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all of
Alrighty.
you just see in the
hell
middle
is
of
wrong with
his
him?
speech, he just starts laughing and can't stop laughing.
We've seen this before.
Ah!
Creepy.
I take a small step back from this very disturbing sight.
We have definitely seen this before because this is what happened in the fish dungeon. I rip the tablecloth off a closed table on like the table next to us,
Mm-hmm.
and like kind of like gag his mouth with it.
Tentacles.
Yeah.
All right. because he's completely incapacitated by this, you are able to proceed to gag him, and through the gag, you just hear as he's trying to laugh while being gagged, and he's choking a little bit at the same time.
I do believe that affords me to say another saving throw if he's choking me with that.
It's not quite, it's a little bit more of a gag reflex choking. You're not suffocating fully. It's just really uncomfortable.
I'm going to look intently around the tavern to see if anybody else is in here. Maybe somebody's looking through a window. Maybe casting a spell on him. 11.
That's enough because it's pretty obvious. You can see the waiter that had come out, the one who had been crying before, is now sitting up on the bar grinning like a madman. Snaps his fingers and poof, turns into a gnome right on the bar, just sitting there. Oh, I do love me a good laugh.
Does this gnome have a birthmark on his face?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, dick.
You see a very dark purple birthmark down a section of his face, covering over one eye.
It's like what they normally describe as like a wine stain birthmark, right? Like
similar to that, yeah.
Probably a little darker, I think.
Blonde hair.
I gag Haster.
Name, I presume.
Very pale white skin with the birthmark over there and everything. Just sitting there smiling, looking at all of you.
Fame, I presume.
Well, you did ask for me. He just wouldn't shut up. Show of strength. Well, I showed him something else, and we all got a bit of a giggle out of it. Snaps his fingers again, and the laughter stops on you.
Well, stand up and straighten my robe. Nice to meet you. I will obviously spit the shit out of my mouth, because I don't think he's holding it in my mouth anymore. Yeah. I'm actually going to point at Lamb. You need to learn when goddamn magic is happening and how it works. I'm going to get you a book and read it to you in your sleep so you figure this shit out.
You're not wrong.
And then I'm going to turn to Thane. Nice to meet you. And I'm going to bow. Cordially.
So
even though I'm very irritated with him. I'm not going to let the irritation be hidden on my face.
What is it that Thane can do for you? And we'll see what you can do for Thane.
Well, I think honesty with you is the best policy in this case. I'm glad I was able to get your attention, unfortunately a little more crudely than I entirely intended. We have some children that are in a great deal of danger in this city, and I do not think you are the type of evil person who would let children come to harm for no benefit to yourself, and seeing as how saving them can benefit yourself, but in terms of a favor we will owe you, we would like to get the hell out of town with these kids. Obviously, the way toward the capital on land is blocked, and you are the master of the seas.
I am that indeed, but it won't be a favor owed. It'll be a favor paid in advance. No.
What do you need us to do?
Yes. Well, then the nature of that favor is up for debate.
There is something that was taken from me, and I need it taken back. Let's just say I have a very precious item. Very, very precious item. And the Major Domo confiscated it. He's got it squirreled away somewhere in his manor, buried very deep beneath his manor. He really didn't like this item. He created an entire maze down there, and it keeps shifting. Now, I can hold the maze in place, but I can't hold it in place and go inside. So I need someone, or a group of someones, good at holding their own, and especially, any of you good with opening doors or disarming nefarious little traps and such things? Puzzles?
I'm not Draven.
That would be me. I can do that.
I think we can arrange to have
I'm
your
quite
object
interested
returned
in.
to you.
You then, you will take this band into the Major Domo's mansion. You will get my item back for me, and I will make sure that the maze doesn't, well, turn you into a pile of goo while you're inside.
That would be nice. I don't like being goo.
And in return, you promise to.
Passage, you will have them ushered onto a ship. We will smuggle them quietly in the night, because if my little birdies out there in the city are telling the truth, which they know to, then these children are quite important, especially to the Major Domo. And, well, I want that guy to suffer.
So, it seems to me you get a lot more out of this deal than we get, which is fine and fair. You do have the advantage. However, I want you to know that I know you're getting more, and I approve. I think you and I could be on the same team in a great deal of things in the future. I would like to have a professional relationship with you after we successfully complete your mission, and you successfully complete ours.
We'll see how it goes. Her, though. There's hidden talent in her. I can see it in her eyes, and he's looking over at Raven. You, the one with the lockpicks, keep him in line.
Okay.
So
He brings his hand up and hands you back your lockpicks.
Oh. You are sly, sir. Thank you. I have much to learn from you.
what else are we going to expect in that there maze?
Changes every time. No, what surprises will be there when you go in.
What's the item we're looking for? All he said that it was precious to you.
Hmm?
What is it?
You'll know
Is
it
it
when
large?
you see it. No,
Is it large?
it's
Is it heavy?
small. No.
Is it dangerous?
Only if you want it to be. It's not outright dangerous.
So it's a
the
weapon
time.
of sorts, possibly.
Well, Flint's
it's-
axe is dangerous if Flint has it. If Flint doesn't have it, it's not so dangerous.
An
Flint
axe
makes
is
a lot of things dangerous.
dangerous if you give it to a child, but not as dangerous as if you give it to an adult.
I feel like
They
the
can't
Majordomo
wield an
may be
axe.
the child in this case.
However, if you give a magic scroll to a child versus an experienced wizard, what happens?
Depends on if the
Depends on-
child can read.
Yes.
Let's assume
Depends on
they
the child.
can. Think that way, not like an axe.
Very well. How difficult is
We
it to even
don't-
get to the entrance of this maze?
Oh, it's in the basement of his home, somewhere. He's
Right.
left his eyes from prying in there. He's a tricky one.
And what
Can
do
you-
you in?
I'm guessing you've got a bit of experience getting into the Majordomo's home. That might help us along getting in there ourselves.
Well, this is where your special friend here comes in. You see, the Major Domo takes care of city business all throughout the day, making this extra fun, because at night, very well guarded. During the day, 2 guards out front. Climb your way through the back, and you can peruse possibly all throughout the day, but remember, he's tricky. He might have stuff set up in there for unwelcomed guests. Security, if you would say.
So I think if too many of us go in, it'll be a bit obvious. But I'm happy to go and back the little one up as she goes picks the locks in case something needs breaking or killing.
I think we should all stick together when we
I think
go
we should
into
all
this
go.
place.
Yeah, considering, yes, I agree. If at all possible.
Remember, it's in a maze. You probably would all want to go, and he looks over at you now, Nixie, and goes, Yes, tiefling antlers. And then all of a sudden you feel a shoulder, an arm on your shoulder, standing quite a bit lower than you, and his image from the bar fades out. And you see him right next to you. Next to you, and he goes, "No problem. I might be able to help with that too."
Really?
Yes, the one isn't wrong. I was getting more out of the deal. This is really precious to me.
I
And
would take
also,
it as a
well,
personal favor if you helped her.
Let's just say I want to keep the party going, and if the party stops, I'm not having fun, and that isn't fun what's going on out there, so it behooves me to help.
DM question. If
Mhm.
if I haven't used any spells yet and I did take a long rest, can I still change my spells for the day?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
technically you changed them out after your long rest. I would assume that you were in the process of doing that.
Okay.
So after the long rest, you can swap out of the spells you know easily.
Okay. Thank you. Does that
Oh,
include
Druid,
cantrips?
so versatile.
Yes.
Does that include
I
cantrips?
think
Yes.
for druids.
Perfect. Thank you.
Well, druids always have access to all their cantrips that they know.
Perfect.
So,
That they know. So you can cast any of the cantrips you know any number of times you want. Cantrips themselves, the ones that you actively know, those change when you level at certain
Okay.
points.
Thank you.
Gnome.
So how
You
can you
seem-
help? Sorry.
Gnome, so you seem to
Yeah.
know a lot of things.
I know a great many
About
things.
Do you know anything? I kind of lean in a bit closer of what I seek and where it might be found. Trying to be quiet so people can't hear in the group.
Okay. He looks over at you and just goes, boop, right on your nose real quick.
Okie dokie.
And this is where, if we were all at the same table, you'd be seeing me get up to whisper to Flint. It's a DM whisper.
I compose my face and say, maybe we can talk after this and see if there's any way I can help you to help me.
We'll see. Secrets and lies, secrets and lies, secrets and lies. Now go get me my thing. Come on, shoo! Shoo! I'm starting
I will
to get bored.
stand up from the table.
Yeah,
Well-
I stand up.
Daytime's the best time to break
Stand up
into
as
this
well?
place, so
That's
let's
what
rock
I
and roll.
said.
Start
I will
walking
stay
out.
here, focus on making sure none of you turn into a pile of red goo because the walls like to change around and those walls could even kill me. So, you'll have a nice, horribly deadly, normal type of maze when you find your way into it.
That sounds like a lovely time. I am going to excuse myself from the company of Thane Bristlebrook. Bristlebrook. God, I can't say his name for some reason. There's tentacles in my mouth. You were right. I'm
There
gonna get
are
out and
indeed
leave the room. There we
tentacles
go.
in your mouth. They're a part of your mouth, they're all around your mouth. Ugh. I don't know what you did with an octopus, but unseemly or fun.
A little bit of both.
Okie dokie.
Alrighty. I
So-
will leave this inn with this gnome in it and start heading toward where the... Do we know where the Major Domo's manor is? Or have like a general idea?
I was just about to, do that.
Okay.
As you're walking out the door, you feel a slap in the back of your head, but not a physical one. Another one of those, like, flings of psychic energy, and a map right to his home is just pressed on your mind. You can see the city from above real quick, and a little gnome dancing on the map dances down the street a little ways to next to the prison, and then to a manor, and then goes, and then the map fades from your mind.
Great.
Was that just his mind?
Oh no. His was the only one slapped. All of you got the image.
Ah,
Ah.
As
Great.
we're leaving out of earshot of the dome, I was like, this guy's kind of scary with how powerful he appears to be. We should use caution, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I second that notion. I kind of like him.
Well, I
I
hope
have
someone
mixed
learned a
feelings.
lesson about cruelty.
Cruelty is still a very effective tool when it needs to be used. as
okay,
long as
okay,
it's not
okay. We've said
necessarily
that
used.
too. This argument
What?
isn't getting us anywhere.
Let's just get this done so we can save the kids, eh?
Yes. And the forest.
Is cruelty not worth using to save children's lives? If
What-
it's a useful tool.
Can
We
we
gotta
stop?
get that
Can we
right.
stop talking about cruelty and try and avoid it at all costs whenever possible?
I'm not
please?
arguing with him. I'm just walking.
Yeah.
You
All right.
roll perception for me. The one's arguing.
Ah,
I got I think I have +1. I have a
physical
14.
die.
I think. I gotta scroll up. Hold on.
That's
18.
not 20.
Yeah, I got a 14.
Okay. Who rolled 15 and above?
I did.
All right. And you especially, then, Carrick, and Flint, you as well. At the mentions of cruelty being used as a tool, you notice that a couple of guards that are patrolling the upper district of the city seem to have taken notice, stopped, and are backing their way into, like, an alleyway, and are keeping an eye on you now. But they are pretty... They got us out of sight pretty well, but not good enough for you two to not notice them.
Well, that's going to cause a problem sneaking into the manor, I whisper. We may need to waylay them.
Or we could
Give them
lose them in
the-
the streets.
Or
There are. I have a question for you, Grakees. Are there enough like alleys and slippery ways you could try to sneak through, like around to just kind of lose the tail of the guards?
You could try.
Or is it like the big main streets and there's not a lot of like little alleyways? Basically, I want to try to
There's-
evaluate how difficult it is to try to lose them.
There's definitely alleyways between the buildings. Each of the buildings, they aren't butted all up against each other. So there are alleyways that go out behind them. Like the alleyway where Nixie talked to the dog. Initially, that was out behind one of the shops. So there are alleyways here. It's just, it's a city. There are still spaces between everything.
Okay.
initiate chasing.
Yeah. I'll leave it up to you guys how we deal with it, but I think we could lose them without having to kill them.
I think we all know where we're going. How about we split up and reconvene at the destination, and whoever gets followed, see about losing them.
I'll do this. I'll take care of the guards. All of you get to the manor. I pick up a rock.
This
And
doesn't look good.
I start running. I run past the guards, and I throw the rock at them and yell, "Jerk faces, come here!"
Okay.
Very unexpected.
I'm definitely gonna make myself scarce from this scene.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm following. I'm going.
Yeah.
Ah,
You're on your own, door, bud.
And I just keep running past them.
Okay, hold on. Roll a roll a ranged attack roll with disadvantage because you're running past them.
Oh,
And you're,
If you roll a natural 20 and kill one of them,
I'm letting you do a run movement and this because this is definitely a surprise action. But after this, we're rolling initiative.
hmm.
So let's see. What's my plus on ranged? Do I have a plus on ranged?
Be your dexterity bonus.
Oh, so 17.
I don't think you have proficiency in throwing rocks.
No.
Yeah, you don't have proficiency in throwing rocks, so just be your dexterity bonus.
Yeah, Flint might, but
Yeah, 17.
All right. So, as you rush by, because the rock is small enough, you chuck the rock over at him, and catching him off guard, catch one of the guards right across the chin with the rock. You can see a little bit of blood starting to trickle down the side of his mouth. He takes 2 points of damage off of you just chucking this rock, and both of them turn and go, "Oi, what?" and start bolting after you now down an alleyway, and one of them pulls out one of the hand crossbows that you noticed before, except this time fires it straight up in the air.
Oh, great.
Perception checks from everyone real quick.
11.
Another 14.
Oh God.
Ugh, 13.
6.
I don't think I flew higher.
20.
20.
Nixie's too focused on everything else to really notice, and she's ducking herself down an alley, but the rest of you see it because it's pretty obvious. A flare goes up, and you can see guards starting to come to the section where this red spark goes off in the air. Carrick, you see that red spark that shot up, and you can hear from the distance booted footsteps rushing that way. You see the red spark go up in the air, so he fired off a flare. And, roll initiative.
All of us?
Everyone's going to roll initiative to see what order you're going in during this, to see if you end up in triple.
22.
Oh, wow.
17.
7.
I got a
Okay.
nat 20, so 22.
5.
All right, I'm going to call out for groupings because I need to put the NPCs in here. All right, so 25 to 20?
Hester got a 22.
22.
Okay. Oh, wow, double 22s, nice. Aster and Carrick. Carrick, were you in that 20 as well?
No, I was an 18.
Okay. Just seeing where to put you.
Suddenly
in the
I
order
feel like I
list.
have a shitty initiative score.
Yeah, but it's still a nat 20 put you above him.
I know.
All right, so 20 to 15.
Angelus. I got a 16.
Okay. So 15 to 10. 10 to 5.
Raven, 7.
5.
What did you get, Nixie?
I was a 17. I'm sorry. I was looking up spells.
Oh,
My apologies.
okay. Nixie's up here. So there's that, and then it was, who was the 7? Flint?
No, that was Raven.
Raven's the 7. All right, thank you. Raven, Flint. All right, got it. All right. Hester, you're up first. What are you doing? Seeing a flare go off and seeing Carrick running away after hitting her guard in the face with a rock.
How well hidden am I? I guess I'm probably not like terrifically hidden. I was just gonna walk toward the manor, really. What would the regular civilians do if some shit like this went down? Just get the hell out of the way and try to avoid the guards in this situation?
Roll a perception check.
I got a
Like-
9 total. I'm basically trying to look for what the other like normal people are doing.
You don't really spot any specific reaction from anyone yet because it's happened so fast and you're kind of caught off guard. So in the quickness of trying to look around and figure out what to do, you don't see anything specific.
I am gonna step out of the way of any guards that come by and wait for now.
Are we near the
I
entrance?
did
of the-
tell you guys to go
or-
to meet me up with me later.
Yeah,
Are we- How
I'm
how
just-
close are we to the entrance of where we need to be?
From where you were, you're probably about 4 houses down, and then the barracks, and then the house.
Damn it.
The same barracks where you started off in jail. So you've got mansion, giant jail, barracks, mansion. And then that mansion right there is the one. And then next to that is the keep, which is the governor's mansion.
Okay.
I'm just gonna continue heading sort of that direction, but not like make a scene of myself. I'm also gonna make sure my mask is good and on, so no one mistakes me for a mind flare as they run up because there was a flare just fired.
All right. So you
Try to look inconspicuous.
So yeah, on your turn, you pull your mask up. You're looking around. That's what you do. Carrick, you're up. You just threw a rock at the face of the guards and called them jerk faces and took off bolting. Where did you bolt? I mean, they were down the alley. Did you go down the alley past them or down the main thoroughfare?
Down the road.
Okay, so you see Carrick running down the main thoroughfare, wide open, past them, throws a rock, and they're out and chasing after him as you guys are back, still pretty much near the bait and switch.
Cool.
I tried to dodge and weave, like run through alleys and stuff.
All right, roll an acrobatics check for me. We're doing a chase combat.
22.
All right, guards trying to keep up with you. You manage to get around the corner of an alleyway, duck through it. You see a clothesline hanging across, and you pull it, back a little bit behind you, throwing down a bunch of, pieces of cloth and everything, and string the line differently down the alleyway, using it to pull yourself around a corner and also tie it up in that moment. One of the guards winds around the corner, and you hear "Clot!" as he comes around the corner. He rolled really bad. The other one, though, ducks right underneath it as you look back, and he's right on your heels still. Next up is Nixie. What are you doing?
I am gonna just follow Haster and just be very discreet and casually, just trying to blend in as much as I can, being a tiefling and all.
All right. Roll stealth for me.
I got 18 plus 3.
21.
So
Nice.
21.
Good to know. Good to know. All right, Zangulus, you're up.
I am going to duck down an alley and try to hide myself from what I assume is going to be a lot of guards coming in this direction.
Go ahead and roll a stealth for me.
I got a 16.
Total. All right.
Yep.
Good to know. Zangulus, you can see Zangulus just ducks down an alley between the bait and switch and the first of the manors here on this more pristine section of the city. This is the really nice part of it, because you got the waterfront property and the keep being right there. So you duck down the alleyway and try to hide yourself in the shadows as best as you possibly can. All right, behind you, Carrick, you feel as air goes tsk, and you hear one of the hand crossbows release a bolt, and you hear the guard, fuck! And he's still running right after you as much as he possibly can.
It's so hard to run and load a crossbow. You're in great luck. You're doing good.
Raven, you don't see this. Raven, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna chill, act casual, try not to be noticed.
Fly
Find a
casual,
good place to
Scooby.
blend in.
Stealth roll.
Oh, good, natural 1. That comes out to a 6.
Accidentally picked a pocket of someone walking by, like really openly. Oh my god!
You just stunned by what Carrick has done, because he's done some stupid things in the time you've known him. And he really acts brashly sometimes, but man, was this just... You're just, like, and you're so stunned by it, you're just kind of standing in the middle of the street with your head turned slack-jawed, like...
Wow.
You're gonna get trampled over by the guards going to catch up. Get out of the way! What?
So Poem's just kind of stood there.
She's just kind of standing there in the middle of the road, slack-jawed right now. She is really, like, everyone else is blending in. She's looking right at the action, knowingly.
Okay, in that case, my action is to try and usher Raven away from what's going on, and off down the way we're supposed to be going. So after Ashta.
Roll me a stealth with disadvantage.
Excellent.
Oh,
Damn you,
Grakees,
disadvantage.
The music stopped.
7.
Did it?
Oh,
It's all your fault.
That's like the worst thing to hear as a dwarf barbarian. Roll me a stealth roll with disadvantage.
Yeah, really.
he was a pretty stealthy dwarf, though. He had a good roll before.
Yep. So what did you end up with?
7.
That's enough to get her out of the main thoroughfare. Thanks to the fact that some of the others are starting to blend in, you kind of pull her away. You're still in the process of moving her away, though. Raven, are you resisting this to stand there, or are you going with Flint?
No, I'm kind of stunned. I'm not really resisting. I'm just watching and being pulled out of the road.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to pull her out of the road, but not quite conceal the both of you, though it isn't as obvious now what she's looking at. You hear as after the spark shoots up into the sky, you hear bells going off now down from the prison barracks area, and the gates to that start grinding open, and you can hear now the sound of what were booted footsteps before are 6 guards rushing out and come storming out full and break off into 2 groups of 3.
They take this stuff way too seriously.
As they start rushing off, one of them heads up towards the spiked off main roads and just starts rushing down the main streets. The other ones come your way, rushing right past you and down to the docks.
Is this a point where I have to use that movie trick and I have to start making out with Pomecat?
You can do whatever you want to in D&D.
This is the point in the story when Captain Flint gets slapped in the face.
I don't know how she's going to react. I'm the DM. I just paint the picture here. You guys react to it.
I say go for it, Flint.
I ship it.
Aster, you're up.
I'm gonna, glance at the action of the guards doing all their business and stay well out of their way and keep heading toward the manor where we're headed. I will make sure. Huh?
How are you heading there?
Well, aside from avoiding any active guards that are coming by, I'm just gonna walk down the street toward where the back end of the house is. I
wasn't sure if you were taking an alley or the main thoroughfare. So you
yeah,
just walking down the main
I'm just
thoroughfare.
gonna walk down the main road like a regular person, only stay the hell out of the way of the guards because there's fucking alarms going off.
Okay.
Actually, are there any shops on this street, like right nearby where I am, like
Across
boutiques
the
or
way.
whatever? Okay. I think it might be wise to duck into one of those until the alarms stop. So
down at this part, it's upscale nautical shops right across from you, parts for boats and fishing gear. There's right down near the docks there. There's
whatever the store is
and-
that I'm closest to, I'm just gonna step inside to get out of the way.
Closest
Out of the
to?
store.
All right,
Yeah.
You would be then going to some of the stalls that sell fish.
Yeah,
And
just to get out of the
they're-
way of the action so that I'm not
They're
part of that
fancy ones
scene.
too. So they're open air, but you could go and look like you're perusing, and it's nice and it's actually really nice because they have ice to put the fish on, actual chunks of ice. And this
That
is
has
a
got to
pretty
cost
warm
so
area.
much, so much in terms of magic use every day.
Yeah. So in the middle of all of this hubbub and everything else, had to say it at least once.
Yeah.
In the middle of all of this, you get to peruse a nice fish shop.
Yeah.
Carrick.
I'm mostly just trying to be inconspicuous.
Okay, what does my surroundings look like?
Right now, you're in an alleyway that you've taken, so you can see the backs of multiple buildings around you with a few lines. There's some crates. There's a couple of sewer stops down the alley. There's one 30 feet down in front of you, and another one you can spot about 90 feet further down the alley. The alleys branch off both left and right because you've gotten into the back alley section. where you are.
Hmm.
But
All right.
it's pretty tall buildings around you, so you don't really spot details beyond that.
Right. Well, I keep weaving and dodging.
All right, where are you running to?
I keep just running ahead and make sure I don't run into a dead ends.
Okay, so you're just going to go straight down the section between the buildings. That's where you're still running?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll in acrobatics just to make sure that you don't trip up on any of the boxes or anything as you're running.
21.
All right. You're fine. You're just sprinting down the alley. The guard's sprinting right behind you. Nixie, what are you doing?
I have my stone cloak in my with me, and I'm gonna go ahead and just gonna stealthily put it on and pull it over my horns, and it's gonna make me look a little odd and misshapen, but nobody's gonna be able to tell that I'm a tiefling or what I am. I'm just gonna look a little taller and perhaps wider than I normally am.
All right.
And I'm just gonna walk back up like past like near Haster and look at Fish next to him, but not talking to him.
So you grab your stone cloak and wrap it around you, and as you do and you put the hood up, it conforms and creates an actual, like, head shape. It works with the antlers. So you actually have a normal body shape except for the tail poking out.
Yeah, which I'm kind of trying to keep to the back of everybody.
Yeah, you've got that down a little bit. It's not out all over
it's
the
not
place,
like
but
it's not twitching.
You're inconspicuous, but to anyone near her, it looks like Nixie's horns almost disappeared the way that the cloak worked.
Magic.
All right, Zangulus.
I'm gonna go down the alleyways and trying to picture the map that was shot into my head. Try to find a back way around to the Major Domo's home.
Give me a survival check,
All right.
because there's no real navigation checks, so
Yeah.
tracking is your survival. So give me a survival.
19.
All right,
Total.
You seeing the map in your head, you can still picture it. It was so fresh and so recent, and you're like, okay, it's over that way if I go here. So you can get a couple of houses down and see the large walls of the prison and barracks in front of you before you have to stop moving.
Okay.
Behind you, you hear a click. Carrick?
Yep.
What's your AC?
15.
Ah! You feel something impact in your back shoulder. And yes, I did roll disadvantage at that because he's running after you. You take 3 points of damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, they've got those night-night darts.
Yep.
18.
That is indeed enough. So
He's addicted to them. That's what he did this.
you feel the dart hit. You feel the dart in the shoulder, and you feel that familiar of about to pass out, and then no, shake it off and continue running.
Shake it up. Shake it off.
Raven, you're up.
All right. Well. So I'm still being embraced by Flint over here, trying to pull me out of the road.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
grappled you.
Do we need to get the grapple rules out?
That might be a little extreme for what's going on, but
Grapple.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna just try to get out of the way and go with him. Follow these guys to the manor, I guess.
All right, so you saw. Well, you didn't see because you didn't see a damn thing. So the only thing you saw is Haster walking off across the street in front of you towards the fish stall, the stall open
gotcha.
market, like booth selling fish. That's all you see at the moment.
And he's across the street. Do I see guards coming?
You already saw them rush past, and they went
Okay.
down to the docks, and another group up the street towards where the exit down the forest path used to be, but it's blocked off. You see a
Okay.
bunch of spikes and everything.
I'm gonna go check out the fish market as well then. Let's try to stay together as much as possible.
All right. So you can walk over there nonchalantly. Give me another stealth roll.
Come on, no natural ones. Well, how about a natural 3? That's 8.
Okay. Good to know. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm obviously going with the Raven to go catch up with Hasta.
Give me another stealth.
Am I normal advantaged right now? Just normal.
Normal stealth.
1. Is it a 1?
What did you do?
Yep.
Am I gonna have to pull you out of the street?
Possibly.
How are you failing stealth rolls?
I don't know.
At least
As
this
you're
is, like,
walking
the right time
across
to be
the
failing.
street,
Just.
you're getting to the stall, and then all of a sudden you feel under your boot, squish. And you look down, and it's just covered in horse crap from one of the
yay.
horses going by, and you're trying to shake the crap off of your boot because it stinks. Like, it's making your eyes water. It is so bad.
What are they feeding the horses here?
Other horses.
Great. Stood in the crap. Dagnit! Bloody horse crap everywhere! Ah!
Instead of succeeding in a stealth roll, you decided to shout about horse shit in the street.
Yeah.
Who just leaves this here?
These are my favorite boots, damn it.
These are your only boots.
They are, yes.
At the shouting about horse crap,
Oh no.
one of the guards that was heading down to the docks turns around, goes, "Wait! I recognize them! Troublemakers!" And the 3 guards start turning back from the docks and heading towards Haster, Raven, and Flint.
Is it at this point? Is it? Hey, we're on official business still.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna.
So next up is they're rushing towards you, but they haven't opened fire yet. They're about 45 feet away. So Haster, you're up.
I'm gonna go. We are still on official business. We were not involved in whatever that is. We just wanted to stay out of the way. And I'm gonna show him my markings.
Roll me
I
a
was gonna say.
persuasion.
I'm so glad. What about deception? Which I feel is slightly more appropriate.
I'm gonna say persuasion because I like it better, based on how you
Alrighty.
said
Oh,
that.
Well, I got a
Oh.
20 total, since I
Okay.
am wearing my mask.
mask bonus.
Well, the mask bonus makes so I don't have to roll disadvantage on persuasion checks against
Yeah.
surface dwellers.
Remember, I homebrew the rules a little bit, so it depends on
Yeah.
how you phrase things, which one of the ones I will pick.
Yeah. But so 20 total.
Okay, so they stop for a moment where they are. In doing that, you've gotten them to. They had their hand crossbows out. They've lowered them just a bit. So whatever you said stopped them for just the moment. And
Don't let
Carrick,
us
you're
hold
up.
you up. Go catch the criminals.
Carrick, you're up.
Time to duck and weave. I'm gonna try to lose this guy now.
Okay, what are you doing to lose him?
Do I want to hurt him? Could put a hurt on him.
We've already assaulted one guard, so
It was just a rock.
I mean, that's still an assault. It's not like you murdered him.
Yeah, exactly.
Assault with a questionable weapon.
Because I'm thinking if I want to fund a wave. No, that will definitely bring more attention. I'm just gonna try to, really lose this guy.
Okay.
Is there another like street coming up, like a proper street?
You're in the main alleyway behind the other buildings where you are. So you've been running parallel with the main street on your left, and on your right is sort of like a side street that goes between some of the other buildings, and you've been running right behind all the buildings parallel with those more main roads. There isn't, as you notice, any sort of main thoroughfare that connects between those sections where you've run yet. You can see something, but it's several hundred feet down the way.
Any windows?
Oh, there's plenty on the backs of these buildings, yeah.
I jump through a window.
Huh?
I jump through a window.
The first one that you're at?
No, it's an open one. Don't want to wreck too much.
They're all closed windows. They're like windows. They aren't necessarily... The first open one that you see, roll perception for me then. With disadvantage because you're running.
Not 20. This dice broken. I've not rolled under 15 with this dice yet.
You see an open window. The first one that you see is on the second floor on a building on the right-hand side, 2 buildings down.
Well, this is what acrobatics is
the
for.
The next one you can see that's swung open a bit is about 300 feet straight down, and it's on your left.
I go for the first one on the second floor. This is what acrobatics is for.
All right, so you can make it to the ground floor of that house while sprinting before you have to stop to get ready to jump up there.
Yep.
Because it's 3 down.
Or I stop.
All right, so
I just need to lose this guy some way.
Nixie.
I think I'm just gonna stay kind of sitting there in my cloak and wait for this to pan out. I'm not trying to draw any attention to myself here.
Okay. Who were the 3 that were there? Nixie, were you at the fish shop too? No, you stayed back in the alley.
I stayed back though. Yeah, I stayed back like near the fish shop.
So,
I was near the
you're
fish
fine.
shop.
You can see the guards yelling at the 3 across the street. You're standing in the alley. You haven't actually moved though. So roll another stealth check for me against their new noticing.
I got a 19 plus 3.
19. Nice. Damn, 22. You are stealthy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Zhang.
Okay.
You're coming up on the wall to the barracks and the prison. The taller than normal wall. This is like, it's a story and a half high. It's not easy to get over it, and it's got iron spikes all along the top.
Is it like building straight into the wall?
This is one of the few times where the buildings actually are butted right up to the wall. So as you approach, it's building, alley, building, wall. No alley next to that wall.
So can I then backtrack and head down the alley that would lead me in the direction of the back of Domo's house?
Yeah, you can go south, continuing southward, and try and loop around the barracks. Then is what you're trying to do, right?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, you can try and do that, and you continue following the barrack wall then southward. Got it?
Yeah.
All right, so behind you, Carrick, you hear another as another one goes by, and that stop! Halt! Damn rock thrower! No crime! By the way, you're a jerkface too!
Yeah. You busted that guy's lip open with a rock, dude. That was not very nice.
Raven, you're up.
Am I in the fish market? Did I make it?
Yep, you're over there, and you've been spotted by those guards who were walking towards you when Haster held up his arm for the official business thing. So you have 3 guards walking towards you guys right now.
All right.
Crossbows are out, but they're not pointed directly at you. They're the hand crossbows from before.
I'm also gonna like hold up my arm and try to duck around a corner, sneak away.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're gonna try and hold your arm up and then stealth away?
Just like hold it up, take a couple steps backwards, and like scoot out of view.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. You're holding your arm up, so give me a deception to hide your intent to duck off in stealth, and then a stealth, if this works.
Deception
We'll
is
see what
20.
happens. Okay. All right.
Come on, dice. Stealth is 24.
Ooh.
Finally, decent rolls.
I had good rolls too, but their stats aren't high enough, their guards, so as you do that, you hold your arm up and everything, and they lower it more, and you just kind of back up to the edge of the market, and then poof, you get down an alleyway, and they don't seem to notice where you go, and they're looking around, and the hand crossbows are now pointed at Flint and Haster.
Yeah,
Sorry,
thanks.
guys.
Thank you for that.
Flint, your turn.
So I'm assuming at this point they're not going to be caring about our official business.
Ooh.
So okay. So I'm just gonna say. So what's the trouble here? Why are you pointing those crossbows at us?
Where did she go? We've had issues around here. She holds her arm up, doesn't say anything, and then disappears.
Well, you are pointing crossbows at us. Look, here you go. You can take a close look at mine. We are on official business from the Major Domo, and you are taking up our time. I bravely just walk brazenly towards them.
Roll persuasion.
Do, do,
So much confidence in this.
12.
And you technically are. Alright. As you walk towards them, holding it up, they lower the bow just a bit. Gonna need to inspect that a little closer. You stay right there, and wherever she went, get out here! We need to inspect your sigils. Pastor, you're up because they're using their time to start to slowly inspect and yell out for Raven.
Raven, come out. They won't shoot you. Let's just let them have a look, and we'll get on with our business.
Man, I hid so well.
Let's see what Raven does on her turn. What
And
are you doing, Pastor?
that's what I'm going to say anyway. I'm going to be like, come on out. They're not going to shoot us. They just need to inspect our sigils. And I will bear my sigil for them to inspect and slowly walk over with my palms open in a, gesture of, hey, I'm not going to attack you. Like, my staff and my weapon and my mace that I have and my dagger are all still in my belt, just like, hey, here's the thing. Like, there's no need for violence. There's no need for violence from you to us. Like,
More persuasion.
ooh, I got a 19 on the die, so 23.
The hand crossbows get relatched to their weapons belts as they're inspecting you. And he's right. Come on out. He's looked to be official. We just need to check yours. You keep one out just in case. And one of them steps a little bit back and has his hand near his to draw it just in case. But the other ones are seeming to stand down just a little bit. Carrick, what are you doing?
I'm, acrobaticing.
Hardcore parkour.
Yep.
All right. Try to get into that second story window then. Let's see how you do this.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to inform you,
What did you roll?
but I rolled 24.
Jesus Christ. All right, so you look up at the two buildings and it's a standard 5-foot alleyway. Seeing some boxes, you run up, you catch a couple of feet up on the boxes, grab a piece of the side of the building that is just mostly decorative, but you definitely get it with just your fingertips. Push off, kick to the next building, grab onto another ledge, and then launch yourself backwards through the open window. And you're prone for doing it, but stings a little on your back. However, you are through that window upstairs, and no one's in the room that you're in. You look around, and it's a bedroom. You've got a bed next to you, a bedside table, dresser, and a small bookshelf up near a door, and a door that's closed.
Jackie Chan that shit.
So, yeah, that's what Carrick just did. Nixie, you're up.
I am just gonna again stay back. Like I'm really out of this, and I've managed to stay out of this. And if they're all gonna get caught or get in trouble, I'm gonna go ahead and go into the maze by myself. So I'm kind of staying back so that I don't get into anything.
All right, Nixie, you are keeping yourself out of trouble. Zangulus, you're up.
I'm just gonna continue going until I can try to see the back of, or try to see Domo's house at all.
All right, you're able to walk another 120, and the barracks are still going. They're going pretty good this direction.
Big barracks.
So far. Yeah, it's barracks. It's a jail. It's a large area for all of the guards of this region, and you can see you're coming up to the edge of what appear to be large, defensive-looking spikes that are gray in color.
So I'm not seeing any way around those at all then.
Not from where you are.
Well, that's troubling.
Because every time you walk between groupings of houses in a side street down here, so it's alleyway, side street, like back alleyway, side street, and as you do that, wall on the left, and as you're going down that way, you're noticing gray spikes and starting to see some green treetop.
Yeah. The heck is Domo's house? Alright, well. I don't really want to double back, but it kind of sounds like I don't have a choice. So I'll turn around and start heading back the way I came.
Alright. Carrick, you hear from downstairs. Huh! Hut! So, from the sound of it, there's breaking of wood and boxes as it's the sound of a body falling on top of it, or something very heavy. Raven.
Alright, well, the warlock's yelling and they were suspicious, so I kind of smooth my clothing out and come out like nothing happened. It's like, I thought I saw somebody running over there. And I come out and show them my sigil.
Roll a deception check.
17.
Good keeping an eye out. Yeah, it's all right. You three, let us know. Did you see anything suspicious? What's going on? Why's the alarms?
I'm not entirely sure. There was a flare fired up and a chase that went kind of that direction, and I'm going to point in the not exactly the right direction. So if they went east, I'm going to point south, essentially.
They went west.
Okay, then I'm still going to point.
South.
Which way is... South would be away from the Domo's house, though, right?
South would
Like
be. That'd be traveling further along the docks and past.
Okay, but
the
also
tavern and down
not
the
going to
houses
lead
there.
them toward where...
Oh no. Technical difficulties.
You have a bouncy chair there, Captain?
I do. It's very enjoyable.
Technical difficulties.
Yep.
His call failed. I just need to wait for his camera to disappear, so no one's names appear on screen. Apologies to all of our
I guess
audience.
I should probably change my Skype name in case that ever happens. Nah, it's still my name. Like
I
everybody knows
unfortunately-
me.
Yeah. I have to use my Skype for professional purposes occasionally, so
Mm.
it is what it is.
Okay,
Isn't it,
there we
isn't
go.
it exciting when I
we're
fuck
good.
up the situation?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Len.
So
We're the
you-
same
Wild card.
kids by now.
with that, you inform the guards that are there
Yeah.
that
Well, I'm
they
just gonna
went
be like, I
south.
think they
So
went that way.
They went that way. So yeah, come on, boys. And they start running off down southward where you point off and head further along the waterfront, except in the city area, not on the docks.
All right.
Carrick.
Yep.
What are you gonna do? You're on the second floor here.
You said there was a dresser, right?
There's there's a dresser there and sort of like a more of a dressing closet situation. Think I can't even think of the piece of furniture. An armoire, maybe, is what they're called. The big stand-up ones with the doors.
I dig through because I need to get off. I need to get off these clothes and get something else on me.
Okay, roll an investigation.
Disguise isn't a skill anymore in 5th ed.
No, it's not.
6.
Digging through, you don't find anything specific outright that you think would fit you. Mostly it's too big by like almost 2 sizes. You could use it, but you don't see anything your size.
Is there any hats?
There's a couple of hats here, stylish little peaked cap hats.
Oh, it's my
Tricorn.
hat now.
Which are you taking them both or one of them?
The stylish one.
Walks out wearing 2 hats.
The stylish peaked cap one, not the tricorn. They're both pretty
The
stylish.
The stylish one, not the tricorn.
Okay, the peak cap one. It's sort of a Robin Hood looking type of hat.
Yep, take that one.
Alright.
Is there a cloak?
Except it's blue. It's blue in color. So.
Is there a cloak?
There's a cloak. It's 2 sizes too big for you, but yeah, there's definitely a cloak.
Okay, I'm gonna strip my own cloak and get that one on.
Okay. Yeah, it matches. It actually matches up the color of the hat. It's blue in color, so you can throw that on, throw it up, and you've got the little peak coming out, and you've got this bit too large blue cloak on.
That's fine. We can sue it in later.
So in investigating and everything, that took up your turn. And see, Nixie, actually at this point, you are out of combat. So combat is stopped for the time being. The other guards, you could see them running down the street, up and down, looking for whatever the hell happened and what's going on. But they weren't able to find the guards in the back alley, the other group of 3 that ran off. And Haster, you sent another group down south, and
So I'm gonna run up to the group that just sent the guards off, and I'm gonna say, guys, let's get to the house now.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yes, let's do.
We're gonna hurry down the street.
How far away would I be?
I want to walk fast, but I don't want to look like I'm trying to walk fast.
Oh,
We're just
also,
walking
guys,
in with purpose.
Yeah.
guys,
Fly,
guys,
fly casual, Chewy.
when
Don't
that
look
bard
like-
gets back, like we need to have words with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's a little bit reckless and he's causing trouble. So we may need to calm him down a bit, maybe somehow.
Mhm.
Give him a good
When?
knock on the
But
head.
yeah,
It's
But let-
suspect there. If the bard gets back, we will have words with him.
yeah. Let's get going. Let's get this job done.
I'm just saying, it
Yeah.
won't be the first time I've had to bail him out if he gets caught.
Daylight is ticking by, and that maze is gonna get worse at night. Let's get there.
Yes.
How far away am I from the group?
You can't see them at this where you are because you went further and then up.
Oh, okay.
So you're heading back towards the main street. And
Yeah.
where's the group heading? Are you heading towards the major domos, the front of the house?
Yes.
I think we
just
should
to
go
get
around the back.
Just to get an eye on where the front of the house is, and if the guards are still there, because they may well have joined the others in the search for the rock throwing bard.
Zangulus, roll a perception check for me.
Alright. Oh. That was really good. Where are you? 24.
As you're about 250 feet from the main thoroughfare, you can see and you recognize the sort of color of the skin of Haster briefly and the dwarven shape of Flint. Like, it stands out and you're like, oh, well, there's two of them.
Alright, well, I'm going to carefully yet quickly catch up to them.
All right, Carrick, let's see what you're doing. We gotta figure this out.
So I guess the guard is still outside a window. I peek out to see if there's a guard with bad back outside.
You see an unconscious guard in a pile of collapsed wood, sort of like head rolled back, head to the side and everything.
Does it look like the coast is clear?
Roll perception.
Uh, 11.
As far as you can tell, you don't notice anything going on that that would indicate anything. You know, you kind of look down the alleyway. You don't hear anything. You don't see anything that would say guards are around. So as far as you can tell, yeah, the coast is clear.
Right. I'm gonna peek out the bedroom door.
Roll stealth for me.
21.
Okay, you get up there.
You need to steal your dice.
Hmm.
You see a hallway, another door on the left, second door on the left, stairs down there on the right, and then sort of a balcony situation, a second floor balcony looking down. Window at the end of that area.
Sneak up to the balcony.
Okay. As you get up there, you look down and you can see a front door there down on the left at the edge of the stairs. So it's basically you've got the front with a door and then the stairs actually go up across, sort of separating the front entryway and the main room. It's a nicer looking house. There's actual furniture down there, like sitting chairs and a couch. Nice fireplace down there, and a couple of people sitting around, like, you know, wonder what that was. God bells went off again. What is going on in this city? It's going to hell up here. We pay good money to be safe. Oh, I know. And they go back to reading. They haven't noticed you. There's a couple of... it's a human couple down there. They're just sitting around reading, relaxing.
How does it look under the balcony?
Under the balcony? You can try and peer over if you want.
Yeah, I do that.
All right, roll stealth check.
19.
Okay, now roll an acrobatics for me.
13.
It's enough where, without making a sound, you're able to hold yourself as you peer over just a bit further, leaning down, and a servant walks under you, not noticing you as he does, as you manage to just kind of duck out of the way. And beyond that, it's a dining area and what where the servant came from. They were carrying food, so you would assume possibly a kitchen there. It's a house. I mean, but I mean they have what appears to be a kitchen, a servant, decent furniture. It's well-to-do enough.
All right. Well, so right down the stairs, the doorway or the door out.
Down the stairs and on the left is the front door that leads out.
I'm gonna sneak to it.
Roll me a stealth check.
Don't fail me now. 15.
All right, you're able to. As you're walking down the stairs, creeping and everything else, the woman sitting there looks up from her book and notices someone trying to creep down the open stairway that goes right by that and just, ah!
Seducer.
What are you doing? She just
Oh my God,
screamed.
here.
You're there. She noticed you, and the husband's starting to turn around, and the servant is looking in your direction now.
Is this a good time to mention that I have rustic hospitality?
I might help you here, maybe. Role play it. See what you do. What are you doing? What are you doing? You don't have much time.
Hello? I'm the entertainment.
Roll a deception. With disadvantage.
Oh.
He does have a loot.
He has a
Well,
loot,
with
but he's wearing their clothes.
With disadvantage, it was a 13.
This die can fuck off. I just rolled double ones on that thing.
Wow.
And I've been rolling all ones on it all day. I just chucked
should
it down
not-
the hall.
I should not be getting out of this situation.
You should not be, no.
They look over at you and I don't remember hiring any. Dear, did you hire?
I
Any
was
entertainment.
I was hired last week. There was supposed to be a party.
Don't remember throwing a. Tumsford, did you? Yes, you had the party last week with the merchants guilds, the smiths, not these smiths, but the blacksmiths. Oh, right, yes. Why are you here now, and why were you upstairs?
You know, I tend to make a surprise entrance at parties. So I came down to I was let in by the butler. Some guy let me in. I went upstairs, and I was gonna come down, do like surprise big party thing, but then you were sitting here, and kind of ruined my jam.
Deception with disadvantage again.
Damn it! That was a 19. Oh, that's a 13, so, you know. But the deception, that will be a 18.
The man stands up from his chair, comes over. I always liked myself a good entertainer such as you. You have charisma, my friend. And as he's doing that, you feel the servant put a knife into your back and hold it there.
Oh.
It's bad.
Sir, he's obviously lying. He's wearing your cloak and your hat. What? That is my hat! He takes it off and puts it on in a huff, takes the cloak and puts it on himself. How could you? Just kind of shoves you away a little bit. The servant's there, knife in your back.
No, all part of a show. We do it kind of like so. We had your wife submit. Well, not your wife. It was some bloke submitted some stuff, and I was supposed to act as you and do kind of, it's kind of like a satire thing.
Another deception disadvantage.
13.
You need to figure out a way quick out of there because your rolls are getting lower and lower and lower every time.
Yep.
You're
The
doomed, Mr.
The
Mallory.
knife moves away from your back just a bit. You feel the pressure let off. What's the name of this troop?
The Crimson Flyers.
And where is it that they hail from, and you can feel the arm getting nice and grip on you, but the knife isn't right in your back.
Oh, what was the name of the village that we were in? The one that got destroyed.
The one that
Damn it.
got destroyed. That one, yes. Deception disadvantage. You gotta remember this stuff if you want to talk to an NPC.
14.
Well, we do know of one in town that likes to pull weird stunts trying to find new customers and clients. 20 gold and we let you go. As penalty for your stupid antics.
Fine, deal. Cool with that.
He goes over to the front door holding the knife to your back and everything, holding the knife to your back, opens the door, kicks you square in the back and tossing you out onto the street. Get out of here! Slams the door, closes it, locks it.
Get up, dust
So you're
myself
not
off.
on one of the side streets.
Yep. Dust myself off. Like, that went surprisingly well. And then I just walk down the street to the mansion.
I rolled surprisingly shitty. That other die, I was rolling a 1 on it every single time I checked if he was lying. That's why that die could fuck off and I threw it down the hall. Alright, so you're back out on the street. The rest of you are walking towards the Major Domo's house. Okay.
Right. Well, I catch up to them and I'm like, hey, I went down some of these alleyways. I did not find a back way into this area. Just to let you know, we might have to go through the front door.
Oh,
He said something about climbing in. Did you see any fences or tall?
There was a wall around the barracks that I did see. It was pretty high, and it had, your typical barbed spikes on top of it. Doesn't look like it would be a fun climb.
my experience with ropes previously has been not so good, so if there's only 2 guards, we might be able to just knock them out and before they can do anything, or
Could throw a
charm them.
rock at him.
Yeah, or we could charm them and get them to show us around the house.
Will they just let us in if they see our branding?
Probably
That might be a
not,
bit
because yeah, I don't know that the branding can get us that much. This branding comes from the Major Domo's authority, and this is his home, so I don't know that.
Maybe he summoned us.
But then he would be here to greet us.
Oh, that's a fair point.
They may
Let's
let
see if
us
there
in.
are any guards before we figure out.
Yeah. We may just have to talk our way past with a little bit of magic to help charm our way past. If there are only 2, we could get both of them to
I can charm.
join our cause temporarily.
Or to pretend like we weren't there,
Yeah.
which might
Well,
even be better if we had
we
them
could-
sitting at the front.
Hmm.
I wonder if we could charm them to forget us walking by.
The nature of charm magic, we might be able to get them to be distracted and come have a drink with us. And are there any pubs nearby that we've walked by, or proper drinking establishments since we were in a more fancy part of town?
Roll an investigation.
Oh, I'm good at this. I got a 16 total.
Okay. You kind of grab someone nearby on the street, not like physically or fully, and just one of those, where could I go get a drink situations. And what they do is, if you want a proper drink in this part of town, it's the Passage Stallion, just down the way there, beyond the keep, a few buildings, go past the barracks, past the Major Domo's home, past the keep, and then 2 more down on your left, over to the side street, and then back in to the right.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate your information. I'll be stopping by that lovely establishment later.
Have a good day. Just kind of shakes their head.
You
and
as
walks
well.
off.
So, once we get out of earshot, if we need to, we could maybe charm a few guards and get them to go drink with us, and then leave them at the bar when have them well distracted.
That's going to take a lot of time, though, and daylight is slipping by.
Well, we'll do it in less than an hour because the charm spells I know only last about that long.
All of you.
All we have to do is get them to start drinking and then leave.
All of you at this moment see the 3 guards that had rushed off down the forest and then you hadn't seen for a while come out of a side alleyway. 2 of them at the front, another one with a guard tossed up over their shoulders, carrying them.
I'm gonna get out of the way as they go by.
Yeah,
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
step out of the way.
Yeah, they're walking them. Make way! Make way! They're going through. Roll perceptions. Those of you that are there, so it would be 5 of you.
13.
15.
11.
12.
7.
You've got yourself one very unconscious guard there. Head's kind of like lolling to the side. They're carry him into the barracks. You hear the doors grinding shut.
Let's go check out the house, and we'll figure it out when we get there.
All right, so toward the Major Domo's house to see if there are still the guards in front that we were told to expect.
As you walk beyond the barracks, just beyond it, they're butted up right between the keep for the governors and the barracks themselves, with a far fancier looking fence with well-polished, metalwork around it, so it's gleaming in the light, and nice, like, topiary garden setup with sculpted plants and a fine grass around this manor. There's the Major Domo's home, and you can see 2 guards standing out front with not the standard colored leather, but a black with silver trim, and 2 halberds standing out there. And at that moment, Carrick comes up behind you.
I have a little thing I want to do first.
Okay, what did you want to do first? We're gonna.
I want to find a tailor and actually get some new threads before I go getting anywhere, because I'm still recognizable by 2 guards.
Okay, roll me an investigation.
Investigation 1. So 10.
From here, you don't really see anyone on the street that you can ask outright, and you don't notice anything that looks like tailor shops in this area. You do remember that most of the shops are off of the main thoroughfare, so you'd actually have to walk back out to the main street to go to any of these shops.
So I do that.
And that's where you walk into the rest of these people.
Damn it.
Look back at him. Oh, look who's
Hi.
here.
What did you do?
He lost his cloak.
I distracted the guards. Thank me.
We'll talk about that later. The guards you should have distracted are the ones up here.
You want to go through
Now
a
we'll
rocket
have to deal
staircase?
Now I'll have to deal with them in a different way.
I mean, rock worked the first time.
No.
A little too
No.
close to
No.
yours now, friend.
We have different definitions of worked, I feel.
Yeah. We escaped your stupidity by the skin of our teeth. The fact that you escaped is, quite frankly,
Insane.
mind-boggling. But
Impressive.
yeah,
I'd say.
I
Don't
would
worry
be
about
very
it.
angry at you if you hadn't made it back in one piece.
I kind of thought I'd never see you again.
I have my ways.
And with
That
that,
he does.
standing in front of the Major Domo's house, trying to figure out just how you're going to get inside, because we do have a time limit on today. This is where we're going to end today's episode, because we are coming up on that 4-hour time mark
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
that I had more
Okay.
than one person make a request on for me. So you have made it to the Major Domo's home. Not
Took
without
surprisingly
some-
long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks to some people. You had to
I don't know why.
talk your way past guards, outrun some guards.
Fucking guards.
I should have just intimidated them instead. Like, it should have been like, no, Thane.
There were probably a lot of other ways we could have gone with that.
Eh.
I
like
expected
it.
you to be inside the house, maybe in the maze. I had everything. Like, I'm not going to show it to you because it's all my notes on actually how the maze is laid out and everything. And how the house is laid out and all of that stuff. But that's going to be next episode. Because instead you went off on a jaunt where, you know, one of the party members decided to throw a rock at the face of one of the guards randomly because
It wasn't
other
people-
random.
It was because
It was
they
deliberate.
were. Yeah.
It was meant as a
Out of
distraction.
nowhere. Then,
It was
out
it was
of
to
nowhere.
distract them because they looked they were going to follow us.
Well, we could have told them to bugger off anyway because they were going to follow us because they heard somebody talking about being cruel to people. But we did have the symbol on our arm. Say, hey,
Yeah.
the Major Domo wouldn't like it if you're following us around on official business.
I think the Major Domo understands the need for cruelty, as he did to us.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
Action first. Talk
Is
later.
Charming
Thinking
is
about it
charming
later.
is charming a person kind of like doing a confundus charm from Harry Potter?
Nope.
Oh,
Charm
So-
person puts them under your control temporarily to do things that wouldn't be completely out of character for
Wow.
them.
So
So more like the
I'll
Imperious
read
curse.
you the exact text. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you.
right.
So yeah.
So
Always read the spell
these guys would
descriptions.
be as about as friendly as we are to, or as we were to each other in the very first episode.
Got it.
You're kind of just like magically stuck in it with them when you make them charmed, and then they'll be pissed at you when they're done. Usually, because they know they were charmed. That's
Yeah,
the big downside of charmed person is they know afterward, and usually that means
Yep.
they're gonna really not like you for what you did to them.
Now, mind you, it does last an hour, so an hour is not bad, but is that long enough to do what you need to do, and then they don't,
don't think
know what
so.
you did? So there's
So-
always those questions. Always look at your spell, your total, how long your spell lasts, and all the description, because I'm gonna look those things up, and it will probably bite you in the ass. And there goes Skype again. So it was Crass last week, and this week it's me. And it was running fine all yesterday, and now it's crashing. I don't know why. Sorry, audience. We're going to talk to you in just a bit. For whoever's still here.
We are really, really good at making this complicated for him.
Oh God, we're so good at
Yeah.
this.
Hey, I adapt. I adapt.
It's like
Yeah.
we had the nice easy job of walking down to a house and then figuring out how to get in. We couldn't even do the walking down to the house part.
No.
We're freaking
No.
failures.
At some point, it's just going to be like, look, this is how you get in.
No, it will never be like that for me.
We'll
For me,
see.
We'll
I
end up
paint-
getting
I
ourselves
paint-
killed by the guards first.
I paint the scenario, I paint the picture. What you do with it is up to the players. Now, the audience might go, look, this is how you get in! But I will never do that as DM. As DM, I paint the picture and you play in the sandbox. This time, you decided to play by throwing toys at other children.
Well, you know.
Last time, you decided to play by throwing toys at other children. I really need to teach you guys how not to throw toys at other children.
No.
We're a royally epic crew of fuck-uppery.
Well, you're
Hey.
in your early levels, so you're still, like, learning also, which makes it awesome. It's obvious you guys are learning to be adventurers, which makes it more fun.
Sometimes
I-
you just want to watch the world burn.
Yes.
I
Lots
just
of
have,
times.
I have to point out the fact that every time the group has messed up, I fixed it.
It's
You did
true.
really good, Flint.
I saved
let everybody else do the work this time.
I talked down the guards.
Yeah.
I fixed everything.
Rocky
You
should
did.
take points away
And I'm
from
a
you
bloody
for not saying his
barbarian.
character correctly.
I have a barbarian with like 7 IQ.
He's
Doing
a
good.
barbarian
Doing
that
good.
can't read. He has 7 and... well, no, he can read some things.
I've got very crude reading of some things, and I can't count at all. Really, I have no
Now,
understanding.
I'm not going to say what he can
quantity.
read because I'm going to leave that to him to be revealed, but I know it is. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, I'm not like dumb. I'm not very adept at the reading and the
Not
numbers.
very scholarly.
Yeah.
No,
But
I'm a
he's
doer.
got himself street smarts.
Doer, not a thinker.
He's
And
He's
yet you're
obviously
not the
the
one
one
that
that's
threw a rock at a
actually-
guard.
He's obviously the one that's actually experienced adventures out of all of us.
Yeah. Liam and I are experienced at getting into and out of trouble.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
as-
accomplishing your goals, just getting into and out of trouble.
Yeah.
Yep, and getting the DM to throw his dice down the hallway because he keeps rolling ones on the
That was
situation where you'd go, are you fucking kidding me? He's really going to talk his way out of this. He's sneaking downstairs in that guy's own clothes.
Indeed, Cyborg, there might be a reason why I'm slightly more diplomatic than other barbarians, but you will have to find out later if that is the case.
Ooh, dun dun dun.
Dun
Ooh,
dun
story
dun.
tease. He's such a story tease.
I am a tease. Well, I don't want anyone to people to think I'm just a dumb dwarf.
He's not really a dwarf.
I'm not really a
He's
dwarf.
a very small giant.
He's a giant with no
Very
chins.
small giant.
He's a giant that got hit with a magical spell that shrunk him.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Come on, Grakees. Jeez.
He's also a dragon with
Yes.
the power of 20 gods. He
Indeed.
really rolled well on his stats. I had to think of a way to nerf him.
That's true.
Oh,
Oh
you got me
crap,
thinking
I
of
just
that.
spoiled this whole story. He's
got me
20
thinking of that
god
Family
he's a
Guy
20
bit.
god dragon.
I like the Family Guy bit. Actually, Diane, I'm a broom. Zips off the whole costume.
Clunk. You're not supposed to know Flint is actually a broom. Oh no.
That
But
doesn't
I
mean
believe
which is
some
right
of you
me.
had to run right at about 5 Eastern, which would be 2
Yep.
Pacific. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so to all of our audience out there, thank you for joining us once again for Bad Rolls. The episode's going to be up for catching the rebroadcast. And we'll see you next week, as many of us as can be here.
Farewell.
Bye.
Farewell.
Toodles.
Farewell, everyone.
Have a
Have a
good
good
one.
one.